right, we are live. We have been live for 5 seconds, but it didn't. It took YouTube a second to tell me that. So, hello, internet. We are live. Isn't that exciting?
Hey, my phone just told us we were live.
And this is the super exclusive pre-show where you get to see 5 to 10 seconds of exclusive content here on YouTube because I have not pushed the record button yet for the audio version. So this is you are getting an experience right here. An experience of watching me live having a terrible allergy attack, and it is awful. That's your exclusive content. You get what you pay for. And none of you are paying me, so you're not getting any better. Sorry, not sorry. All right, you guys ready to start the actual thing? You guys are familiar with our theme song, right?
Ready?
All right. So on 3,
also,
2...
for some reason, you can't see two of our cameras, Blue Hawk's and mine, on your stream.
Yeah,
that's
that
weird.
Is odd. Yeah, I think Taylor said he was gonna not have his on today, and I'm not sure why yours is not working though, Chris.
Yeah, I'll be turning my off shortly through once I get my food.
All right, it's not actually displaying anyway, so I guess.
Okay.
I guess you're good.
I mean, it's displaying to me. It's just not displaying to Sean.
Oh, is it? That's weird, huh? Well,
technical issues.
Yeah.
Theme song?
Curse you, Discord. All right, so at the count of 3, we will open our beers to sing our glorious theme song. All right, 3, 2... Wait, hold on. Somebody's not ready.
To recork. I thought we'd already been there. All right, we're ready.
All right. 3, 2, 1... Hello, Internet. My name is Spamoman, as always, your host of A Drink to the Past, the only podcast where E3 hype is now, which is the same thing I said last week, so we have to drink. But, yeah, actually, it's still E3 hype, so it kind of works. Also, share, subscribe, and ring the bell to get notifications every Friday when we go live on YouTube. I am joined by co-host and/or guests, and we have 2 different guests than we had last week. Which is also great. We have good old buddy David Wayne Nystrom. So say hello.
Hello.
And our good buddy Taylor Wells.
Hello, hello.
Yeah, we've seen them on the podcast once or twice. You can check out their Twitters are in the little doohickey on the bottom of the screen, because I'm a fancy streaming person that can put stuff on the bottom of the screen. I'm not really that fancy. It's like 2 buttons that you click. But that's just one of my secrets that I'll share with you as a fancy streamer, right? Something like that. So anyways, real quick, we are going to make an E3 cocktail, which will be E3 themed by having 3 ingredients, which I will roll with these 3 dice to determine what kind of crazy-ass cocktail I'm having, just like I did last week, except I've switched up the ingredients a little. So I have some sangria-flavored cocktail mixer, homemade barbecue sauce. My buddy gave me this. It's super good. Dr. Pepper. And the coffee that I regret not having on my school bus when I was driving it this morning, because I left it on the table like a fucking mook. So I will roll randomly out of those, as well as 6 different kinds of booze. My whiskey decanter broke, so I have to hold my whiskey in a glass. So I'm kind of hoping I roll whiskey just so that I can use all this, so it's not just sitting in a glass until because I'm probably not. I don't know. Maybe I'll just drink it throughout if I don't roll it. I got some tequila, some gin, rum, Kahlua, and cherries soaked in moonshine. So we're gonna have a grand old time. Yeah.
Right. I fear what combination this is going to come out as.
Who knows? That's the fun. So we've got 4 non-alcoholic ingredients, which I will roll one of with a D4. And we get number 4, which is the coffee. So I'll put...
Let's have it now, rather than earlier.
Yeah. It's cold now, because I made it this morning. But, you know, what you gonna do. And then... Let's see, for the booze, it has to have at least 1 booze ingredient, so I've got 6 kinds of booze, gonna roll my d6 here. I got a 4, which the 4th thing I said was rum. Got a little bottle of rum here.
Okay.
comes in handy. So, rum and coffee. Actually, we're off to a good start. Now, just like... I'm sure the last one...
Is Coke.
Right?
Yeah.
If I get the Dr. Pepper, that might work okay. I don't know.
There you go.
Now I'm going to roll a d10 to get one random ingredient between the non-alcoholic and the alcoholic. So this could go any number of ways.
This could be either really good or really bad.
Which is the coffee again. Do I re-roll if I roll the coffee again?
Or do you do a double shot?
Double shot of coffee and rum.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there we go. So, coffee and rum. That is my cocktail of the week. That's not as shitty as I expected it to be.
Not as...
Tastes like cold coffee. Actually, with a little bit of spice from the rum, so that actually kind of works out in the sweetness there. I like putting rum in my coffee pretty well anyway, so that's not bad. I would recommend doing 2 shots of coffee and a shot of rum. That's not that bad. I'll give that a 14 on our scale of 3 to 17. Dave, what are you drinking?
Well, I have my Scotch, a 15-year Glenfiddich that I'm almost done with. I got another 2 glasses left in the bottle. And this is a solid 15.
All right.
Scale. Beer for the week is just a plain old Molson Canadian Lager.
Cool.
That's my go-to NHL playoffs beer.
Fair enough.
So I have a glass of water.
All right.
That's all I got.
Cool. Taylor, what are you drinking?
I am drinking a nice Fino Chianti.
Yummy.
To go along with my fava beans and a liver.
Not the same.
A liver?
Human or otherwise?
I mean, what kind of liver do you drink, Chris?
I don't drink liver.
You don't drink liver? You don't say.
Who drinks liver? Livers are for drinking, not...
You gotta slurp it up.
They're for processing drink, not for drinking.
Don't you
Not
just,
after we're done with it.
cut the top off and suck out the juice like a crawdad? Isn't that how that works?
I'm pretty sure that's not how liver is structured. I mean, liverwurst is pretty good, I guess.
Well, I'll definitely say it's probably a 15. 7 scale. It's very nice. If you like not a too heavy red, it does pretty well. It goes really well with meats and chickens.
Mm-hmm. Yummy.
Pasta as well.
Yeah, I like a good Chianti when I go out to Italian restaurants and stuff. I don't have wine all the time, but I do regularly if I'm like at an Italian place, because it's like most Italian places don't have very good beer. So it's like, all right, might as well drink the wine, right? Because they have a lot of, it's like a thing. They have like 2 beers and a like huge ass selection of wine. So it's like, might as well have the, selection of wine, right?
Greece and Italy, rather, for thousands and thousands of years now have been making wine the staple of their diet. So if anyone's going to have good wine, it should be them. Mm-hmm. So yeah, when in Rome.
You actually brought us on for the conclusion of Undertale.
I did. I think I'm pretty close to the end here. So that's something that I was going to comment on, because the last time I streamed, I tried several times unsuccessfully to kick Metaton's ass, and so I beat him off screen, and now it turns out that Alphys has told me the only way to go back to the human world is to kill Asgore and use his soul, which is more or less what I was planning to do anyways, because I'm a terrible, horrible, fucked up person, and this game reminds me of that every time I do anything. Human fell in the ruins, okay. Wait, what the hell? They just disappeared? They're just telling me the story?
You're getting important story information now.
Well, here's the key in the kitchen that thing was talking about. I put it on my phone's keychain. My phone has a keychain?
Yeah, I mean, that's where you've been putting all the keys so far, right?
I guess. Well, one of them's, like, just in my inventory. I have a mysterious key I picked up somewhere that I think does something.
And I am drinking Graham Cracker Porter
right.
from Denver Beer Co. So that's just a good old standby for me.
Oh. Yeah. He's got snails in the fridge, so I had to drink. The stovetop is very clean. Someone must.
Does it come with graham crackers?
Does it come with graham crackers? No.
That's
tastes
unfortunate.
like graham crackers.
That's a missed opportunity. Yeah.
Drink the graham cracker porter with graham crackers.
Yes.
I think how much
You drink the graham crackers just like I drink the liver with the Chianti.
Should come with marshmallows.
I mean,
There you go.
Asriel, the king's son, heard the humans
chocolate.
call. He brought the human back to the castle.
Bum, bum, bum. Oh my. All right, and among other things, we are going to get into the news and booze now. There's one piece of news and booze that is outside of the E3 news, which is our video game topic for today. So let's go over that, because A Plague Tale: Innocence is coming to Switch via a cloud version on July 6th, which is pretty cool. If you're into the cloud version things on Switch, which I'm not sure how I feel about those yet. They've been coming up here and there. I haven't done any of the cloud gaming on Switch yet. I do regular cloud gaming on my phone and some on my PC, because Game Pass just lets you do that, so I'm like, okay, I don't have to install this. This is cool. So actually, most of the time I've spent with this game has been on a cloud version, but it has not been on Switch. It's been on my phone. So it's kind of cool that it's just another way to play this game, because I think it's really cool. They also announced the sequel is one of the things we'll get to in our E3 discussion, and that's also coming to Switch, although they didn't specifically say if it was a cloud version or an actual port. So not sure on that. What do you guys think about that? Have you played this game at all? Plague Tale?
It's a game I've both heard good things about, and I've looked at the like some of the end game graphics, and I'm not a fan of how it looks, I guess. Is the nicest way I could phrase it.
Not really the prettiest game, admittedly, but it's it's one of those games where you're not really there for the graphics. It's actually oddly one of the I've had a lot of discussions on games where the story draws me in, or draws people in through like gameplay that they don't like too much. And I'm the opposite. Normally, like, I just couldn't care less about the story. I like a good story, but this is one of the few games where it's like, I am literally playing this game for the story and the characters, and I couldn't give two shits about the gameplay. The gameplay is, like, somewhat generic stealth gameplay. It's not bad. It's got some unique mechanics, so it's not, like, awful, but I really just don't like stealth games all that much. But I'm in it for the characters and the story, and, that's something that's kind of rare for me, because most of the time when I'm playing a game, I'm there to, like, play the game. I am very gameplay first kind of person. And the trailer at least looks really... sorry, I was going to say, the trailer looks actually surprisingly good for the next-gen Plague Tale 2, so... but go ahead, Taylor.
I said my joke. I got it out there. That's all that was needed.
Appreciate the joke.
I do love me some Breath of the Wild. I stole a rocket from this gift.
That's armor, and that is a weapon.
Ah, cool. Is it as good as
far
my
as Plague Tale
punching?
I think it's I think the first one was a pretty good game, and the graphics are kind of average, but I mean, I feel like that's the same thing with Life is Strange series, and that's also a really good series. So, I don't know. I don't really mind so much the graphics, but I did really enjoy the original story. I'm curious to see what they're bringing forth with this. I guess is it a prequel or a sequel?
I think it's a sequel.
Okay.
I'd have to look into that more. I also haven't finished Plague Tale: Innocence, so I'm not gonna deep dive too much into it, just in case of spoilers and stuff, until I figure out what all has happened in that. So that's actually one game that I played this week, which was kind of interesting because I played it on my PC for a little bit on the cloud streaming service on Game Pass, because I was at home and I was like, oh, I could play Plague Tale on my phone, and then I was like, oh wait, they put it on PC streaming now. You can just open up a web browser and play games. I was like, that'll work. So I did that for a little bit and got back into it after kind of a hiatus because it disappeared from my Game Pass library for some reason, and I thought they took it off of Game Pass, and I guess that was not the case. It's been there the whole time, but I just didn't see it for a long time for some reason, so that was weird. But
it's hiding from you.
Yeah.
But yeah, color me excited.
Yeah.
For a sequel.
All right. Chris, do you want to take us through the actual news and booze, which is all going to be E3 news as soon as I play the video game topic theme song, because we put more bagpipes on the podcast now. Alright, there we go. And I'll get back to the Undertale while Chris takes over the talking about what the next thing to talk about is.
It's not so often I feel posh, but drinking a glass of Chianti while listening to bagpipes definitely did it for me.
There you go. I'm here to help.
So, I believe first you want to roll some dice. Or maybe I should roll some dice since I have no dog in this game to see.
Oh, yeah.
Whether,
actually, I forgot about that. So, yes. So, our betting special last week has had an interesting non-conclusion. So, technically, I might win, or Kevin might win, or we might tie, depending on how the dice roll. So, basically, one of Kevin's predictions was that we would not hear anything about Metroid Prime 4. And they mentioned it. They didn't show anything. They just said it exists. And another of his predictions was that we would hear something about Fable, and it kind of got the same treatment. So both of those, we were kind of like, maybe they're worth half a point, but like in opposite directions. Because he predicted that one would be at the show, and it was only mentioned, and he predicted that one would not be at the show, but it was only mentioned. So we're like, okay, how do we solve this? And I think Crow suggested throwing dice. So yeah, I think that's a good way for.
I think it's only fair podcast that you call it and I roll it. Evens or odds.
All right, so. So what are you rolling exactly, Chris? Do you have...
I will be rolling on a dice roller.
Okay. So do you have the ability to put in an odd number die in that die roller?
Yes.
Okay, because I think it's fair to Kevin that he gets the chance to tie, because if he got like a half point for both of those, then we would tie. So I want to have 3 potential outcomes. I win, Kevin wins, or we tie. So, right. Can you roll a 99-sided die?
I can roll a 99-sided die.
Okay. 1 through 33 is...
You win.
I win. 34 to 66, Kev wins.
Okay.
And above 66 is a tie, and we will have to have some sort of hilarious, debaucherous tiebreaker.
All right. Rolling. 9. You win, Sean.
All right, I'm the winner. In that case, I can announce that on a future episode, because I am the winner, I get to choose the torture for all of the losers, and I am going to read my fan fiction aloud to Chris, Crow, and Kevin O'Rourke, our good podcast buddies. And it's going to be hilarious. So, speaking of fan fiction, Dave knows something about that. I actually wrote this fan fiction for the very first Zelda Dungeon fan fiction Friday. They said, hey, write a fan fiction and send it in to us, and if we like it, we might post it. And I sent in this one, and apparently they did not like it. So, I think it's if you, I don't know, I think Chris has an idea of what he's in for because he knows what like style I
know your
write
style.
campaigns in
I'm
for
just
D&D and
afraid-
stuff.
I'm just afraid of it applied to fanfiction. Why don't you check that mirror?
I think
I did look in the
remember
mirror and then I forgot what it said. Despite everything, it's still you. Okay.
I think I remember that story.
Yeah.
Also,
Oh, it's Dan.
Dan has mysteriously appeared. Haha, we have a 5-person podcast.
hoorah!
Yeah, which means I have to extend the stream bubble because we don't all fit on the screen anymore. Hold on a second. Trying to run the stream, trying to extend the stream bubble. I can't extend the stream bubble. I can extend the top of the stream bubble, but not the bottom.
So Dan, I gotta ask, have you played Undertale?
Undertale? No, I've heard it's good.
Okay. Well, you're about to get some stuff spoiled on this stream.
Ah, that happens.
As in the literal end of the game.
Was the solution just holy? You know,
All right.
What?
holy?
There we go.
Holy? As in, like, the Final Fantasy VII thing?
Yeah, or Final Fantasy
the other
1, yeah.
Fantasy.
Or Final...
Up. I've
4 white mages is really overpowered.
Yeah.
gonna tab
Uh-oh.
back to my...
No,
Lost
Dave. I
someone
think
in
Dave's just resetting his camera.
Dave seems to have disappeared. All right.
He
now
said
what
his
was I
internet.
doing?
He was having some troubles with his internet.
Okay. He said there was
Okay.
storms in his area, so that might be knocking down stuff. Ooh, I got Asgore's journal. That's so juicy. I get to read all about his relationships, I assume. All the current pages says is nice day today. Okay. Ink is still
Back.
almost wet. Ooh. Saucy,
So-
so he must be around here somewhere. So,
And then we have our... I'll write down that Sean wins.
yes.
here,
Sean
uh,
wins. Hooray!
And I'll italicize it, because that's
Macaroni
how I
out
write
of a
in these
flower
notes.
for King Dad. See, this is where this game makes me feel really bad because I am going to kick Asgore's ass and then I'm going to feel bad because I killed this guy whose kid is making him macaroni art. That makes me depressed, so I have to drink. Everybody drinking, you have to drink.
Okay.
Dan, you got something to drink? You got Mountain Dew?
Yeah, I know how this game works. I will drink.
I just brewed up some ginger ale, some Soda Stream ginger ale.
Swanky. It's a closed drawer. Robes, button-up shoes.
E3
And a
news.
pink hand-knit sweater that says Mr. Dad Guy.
Recta Yomi revealed by Devolver Digital, a black and white samurai action game.
Yeah, that was the only thing that I thought from Devolver's showcase looked like super, oh my god, I need this game. The other stuff looked neat, but I wanted to trim a little, so I did trim a little of the... we're not going over every single thing from every single showcase, because that would be a lot. So we're going through the big announcements from the big ones, and yeah, so... I don't know if either of you guys saw the trailers for this, but...
I did not.
I mean, as long as we talk about Ayuden Chronicle.
It's in there somewhere, I think. I don't remember. Yeah, so... If not, then we can come back to it. King-sized bed for the king. Ah, bad pun. We have to drink.
This game has a lot of bad puns.
Yes, I I have been all about the drinking, about the bad puns. Ooh, I've got my arrow on the
I
stream.
think Sean's
That's
trying to
awkward.
put me.
Starfield is coming 11/11/22 exclusively on Xbox.
Yeah, so I thought this was interesting. So this was one
And
of Crow's
PC.
predictions, and it's like they gave us a release date literally a year and a half away. That's like kind of crazy.
It's pretty nuts, yeah.
At least it's not as bad as some, game developers' release dates. We might release this at some point. We may or may not be developing this.
I don't think it's
One day.
as. I don't think it's as crazy as people think, because we've got a lot of game developers out there who do give game release dates quite significant in advance of them actually coming out. Like, for example, Elden Ring is almost a year away as well.
Yeah, did they give a solid release date for that?
Yes, they did. That was the biggest. That was one of the biggest news coming out of the Game Awards. Jeff Keighley's presentation at the start of E3, and a lot of people were confused as to why
Right,
Elden
because they
Ring's
barely even
release date
showed
was
anything
released there.
about it.
Right.
Yeah.
So they did this full trailer, which basically shows, the standard typical stuff, and then the big reveal at the end was the release date.
Hmm.
And I could have swore it was something like April or something like that, 2022.
Hmm.
I could be wrong though. I might be thinking of another game. But it's not too surprising to see games get a release date like a year out or a year and a half out. From
Yeah, I
time
don't
to
know. I
time.
feel like that's just been like a lot lesser lately. I feel like people have been like, they say nothing about the release date until a few months out, and in some cases, especially with like Nintendo, has been like, hey, this game is coming, it exists, we are working on it, it comes out in 2 months, and you're like, what?
Oh,
So-
January 21st, so like 8 months,
Yeah.
7 months.
Just generically, they say, coming 2022.
Yeah.
We think, we hope, we're aiming for.
Eventually.
Mhm.
Azrael reached the center of the village. There, he found a bed of golden flowers. He carried the human onto it. Back for Blood, new zombie game from the Left 4 Dead guys. October
Zombie
12th.
game, not Zelda game.
I thought I said zombie.
I heard zombie.
You may have heard Zelda.
Okay.
Well,
It sounded like
Wishful
Zelda to
thinking.
me. I was like,
Zelda
a new
sounds
Zelda
fine.
game? Hold on, I didn't hear about this, and I wrote these notes. The fuck?
Zelda is pretty much always on Sean's mind.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
You're,
not
you're
my
distracted
fault.
by
It's
this.
Link's fault. It's,
You're distracted by the climax, the horrible emotional backstory climax of this game.
yeah, something like that. But yeah, this actually looks pretty cool. Me and Dan were big into Left 4 Dead back in the day. So it's to see the same developers making a similar like co-op zombie survival thing. Looks pretty cool.
I have the unfortunate circumstance of having played the beta that they had. What was it, like, I want to say close to 6 months ago or something like that, or 4 months ago. And it was not quite Left 4 Dead. It's not like Left 4 Dead as I remember it.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was to its detriment. But a lot of time has passed since then. A lot of development gone through, so we'll see if they took the feedback from that beta and altered the game to reflect that, or if they keep the same original design element and take it in a new direction.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd be okay with a little bit of new direction. You know, obviously, like, I feel like a clone would probably not like make a big splash. So, you know, I feel like they have to change it up somehow. I'm curious to see exactly what they've done, but you know, so hopefully that'll end up good.
I ended up good once.
Did you?
Yakuza 7 Shadow dropped on Game Pass. And
Yeah.
there are so many Yakuza games.
Yeah, I think
And they're
all
all
on Game Pass
phenomenal.
now. Yakuza 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 are all on Game Pass.
And they're all
It-
numbered.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this podcast and you've never played a Yakuza game before, go out and buy one right now.
I've never played a
Because-
Yakuza game before.
It is an incredible
Me
series.
neither. So, but I've heard just so much good stuff, especially with Yakuza 7 since it came
it's
out.
It's not even just the fact that it's like the most meme-worthy game series in existence, but like the gameplay is phenomenal, and they change it up a lot from game to game, and the story is actually pretty interesting. You know, it's very comedic on the surface, but there's a lot of seriousness to it, and there's a lot of depth to the main characters' stories. And I think if you haven't had the pleasure of experiencing a Yakuza game, definitely go out and try it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to try it now that they're all on Game Pass. I was thinking, you know, Yakuza 7's the kind of the big hot topic one right now, so I was thinking as long as that's on Game Pass now, I might download that and play it later. So look forward to a
Did you have-
potential Yakuza stream later on. Hashtag shameless
Do you have
plug.
one that you would
Oh, yeah.
specifically recommend, Taylor?
Trying to think of one that would be good for people to get into the series, and that's a little hard, just because they're a little all over the place sometimes.
Sure.
I would maybe start with Yakuza 0, and then maybe drift into Yakuza 7. Zero is a very kind of good introduction, I think, into the world of Yakuza and its craziness.
All I know about it is that the main character smashes bikes on people.
That does happen from time to time.
Yeah, okay. I wanted to make sure I was on the right thing there.
You would not be wrong. You also get glorious dancing men in Speedos who are grinning and laughing at you in a very creepy way, and it's very tinklish, and I love it.
Right?
Oh, Majima-san.
Excited? Too happy? It's gonna seem really weird to the people on the
I've
podcast.
kind of been just like, this neutral face the entire game. So
Well, also, if you ever make it through Yakuza and you play through it, you'll always start answering your phone with Moshi Moshi.
Moshi.
nice.
Psychonauts 2 releasing August 25th. Wow, that fast, huh?
Yeah, so that's pretty quick. I think this was announced before, but they just gave it. But it wasn't announced that long ago, I feel like. I never played the original Psychonauts, but it's a bit of a cult classic from the original Xbox days. So
The trailer was new though, wasn't it?
yeah, they gave a new trailer with the release date as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. It's not big on my list of games to play or look forward to, but I did really enjoy the original Psychonauts, and it was one of those games kind of like where if you played it, you were in the know, and if you didn't, you're not.
So that'll take you back to the beginning, Sean.
Yeah.
Okay. But this just goes straight back up, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Yeah,
just a
'cause
fast travel mechanism.
Yeah, that's what I was
because
thinking,
It's
'cause-
a long ass walk.
Yeah, because I was thinking I'd go back and check out and get some healing items, although I'm not sure where the nearest store is.
The nearest store is
that be a
it's
pain
in
in
the
the ass?
hotel. It's in the hotel.
Okay. Let's see.
How many healing items do you have?
Let's see. Items. I got
None.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
you'll want some healing items before this next.
Yeah, that's
This
what I was
next
thinking.
segment.
Because apparently I used all of them versus the last boss, so,
Hope you've been saving all your Phoenix Downs, bub.
Phoenix Downs don't help if I'm in a one-man party.
Did you eat the snowman piece?
I don't remember.
Did you eat the yellow snow?
Ooh.
Don't. Yeah,
That I did.
Can't recommend.
Okay, now you can take that elevator back down.
Luckily, I got a
Is that
guide
glowing
here.
thing a
you can go
save
back.
Straight
point, or
down?
is that a...
Yeah, the golden thing's a save point. Also, 10 more Bethesda games are on Game Pass. The service now has every Fallout, among other stuff, which means that, people who've never played the first two Fallouts have
Can
no
be
excuse.
continually disappointed.
Yeah, go play with the first two Fallouts. They're good. They are
I
better than
downloaded the
Fallout 3
first
and 4.
Fallout because I was very curious, because I started playing Fallout with Fallout 3, and I really liked that. And
So
New
don't get me
Vegas,
wrong,
but
I
I've
love
never
me some
played
Bethesda,
one or
but
two.
Fallout pre-Bethesda is the best Fallout you'll ever experience.
Mm-hmm.
Fallout post-Bethesda is a whole lot of... What?
If you enjoyed Fallout
why?
3, I consider Fallout 3... I like Fallout 3, so take this with... understand this is where I'm coming from. I enjoyed Fallout 3. Put my time in.
Right.
I consider Fallout 3 to be the worst Fallout game I've played. I have not played Fallout 4. Fallout's 1, 2,
I call it
and
the worst
Vegas.
Fallout game I've played, but I've only played 3 in New Vegas, so...
So,
And it's largely the difference is that New Vegas has a big-ass open world.
yeah, New Vegas also, I think, has better quest design in general, in terms
Yeah.
of... being open. Yeah, so the you need to go talk to Burger Pants, I think. So he's not in this restaurant. He's in the shitty fast food restaurant.
Okay, yeah, I've forgotten where all this stuff is. Am I gonna go buy some more glam burgers?
Or like steaks with Metaton's face on them or whatever. Yeah,
Right.
and then up
This
through
guy?
those glass doors there.
Oh,
Not that
through
guy.
there?
Through those doors, yeah.
Oh, right. This
Fallout
weird-looking
3 in New
dude.
Vegas
This weirdo.
Yeah,
have this
All right.
weird
legendary
situation
hero.
where Fallout 3 was so
Healed 4
bad
HP.
that no matter how good New Vegas was, it didn't quite redeem.
Steak
Fallout
in the
3?
shape of Metaton's face.
But Vegas was good.
I liked Fallout
Ish.
3, but Fallout 3 was not. It was definitely the weak link in the series.
I would
I
agree.
would say. Fallout 2 still remains my favorite Fallout, closely followed by New Vegas.
I respect that. I did enjoy that. I think Fallout 4 of the Bethesda series versions of Fallout was good but disappointing compared to what my expectations were for it, especially coming out of how bad Fallout 3 was for me. So, but it's good, and because it came after Skyrim and has a lot of the same modability as Skyrim did.
I feel
and
like I have to
Oblivion
drink
before it.
just because of that guy's fucked up face.
There you go. I'll
yeah,
drink to that.
he has. If you talk to him, he has some more funny facial expressions. You might
Yeah,
want to.
I remember I went through all of the dialogue options, I think, so if you want to check out my past Undertale streams, they're all up there somewhere, so
Yeah.
let's see.
So
Where did I go? Was it here?
yeah, go through that.
And then next
Because
to
this
the
is
next
where you
elevator.
originally fought Metaton. Yeah.
Right, okay, yes.
So yeah, if you can pick up Fallout 1 and Fallout 2, it is well worth it to play the classics, particularly if, they fix a lot of the crashing problems that they have on modern computers.
Mhm.
And Fallout 4 is really good if you like modding the crap out of your Bethesda.
I've never been
I
big into
haven't played
modding.
Fallout 4, but I imagine it's a similar situation to Skyrim, where it's like
Yeah.
Right.
the
I would-
complaints are mostly is like still a fun game, even if you're like, oh, it's not as in depth as Morrowind. Oh, yeah,
It's definitely fun. Like I said, there were some elements to it based off like the trailers that I saw before the game came out, and what I was looking forward to and hoping was better than what I had just played in Fallout 3. It lived up to a lot of those expectations, but was disappointing in others. The story was not quite as good as I was led to believe it was going to be. So that was a little disappointing. But with mods, like, the game is fun to play in and by itself. With mods, way more fun. So,
Yeah.
definitely worth picking up and playing, but I don't know if you're going to spend as many hours on Fallout 4 as Skyrim.
Okay.
Where does
what?
Fallout Shelter rank in the Fallout?
So this is one of the. This is all right.
Mindless
This is
fun.
probably one of the better scenes in the game, I think.
All right. Is it interesting enough to interrupt Hades on Game Pass?
It is for me. I don't know how everybody else on this call feels.
That's
Yeah,
segue, though.
I actually have Game Pass.
You have Game Pass?
No, I don't.
You have a PC.
Hades on Xbox. August. Yeah.
But yeah, it's coming August 13th to Xbox for the first time, and it's just going to be on Game Pass, so you don't have to buy it if you're a Game Pass subscriber and have an Xbox. Which that wouldn't help for you if you have a PC. So, yeah.
Which is pretty cool.
It actually does help if you have PC. You have Xbox Game Pass on PC.
Oh yeah, I wonder if it's coming to Xbox Game Pass for Xbox and PC.
That's why that's why all of Microsoft's exclusives. They were saying it was exclusive for the Xbox Series One and all that stuff. I was like,
Xbox.
probably not. It's also coming to Windows on
they
Xbox
word
Game
it
Pass.
specifically like Xbox console exclusive. You
Yeah.
know, so it's like this is the only console it's on. But I mean, if you have a PC, you can just say fuck it. I don't need to buy a console, which is kind of how I got into it with PC gaming. I was like, hey, I've got a decent PC. I'll check out Game Pass on PC for $1 for the introductory month, and then I got sucked in and I bought a fucking Xbox. So
I mean, I'm thankful for it because there's no other way I'm going to be able to play Halo in. Because there's no way in hell I'm spending that much money on Xbox Series X for one game.
Right.
So
Although Halo Infinite is coming to Xbox One as well. So
yeah, but I don't have an Xbox One because I skipped on that
yeah,
generation.
I
too.
skipped on that generation as well. But then Game Pass was like, "Hey, look, here's a $300 machine that opens you up to a buttload more games," and I was like, "Fine, okay." 'Cause-
I see, and this is my problem. Is like because I have Game Pass, and most of the stuff that comes out on Xbox comes out on PC eventually anyway.
Mhm.
I don't really need the Xbox, and I would rather get the Sony exclusives
Right.
that come with the PS5 than have to spend $800 total dollars on two separate consoles, one of which I'm probably barely going to use.
Right. Yeah, I'm kind of one of those guys that I'm just like, there's an exclusive on everything that I want, so I feel like justified in buying every console.
No, and that totally
so
makes
it's like-
sense. It's just like I said, for me, I have a
Yeah.
really good PC. So why?
So
would I
yeah,
play
Game
on
Pass for
Xbox
PC
if I
is
can
just
play it
as
on my
good
PC?
because most of the stuff that comes to Xbox comes to PC. But there's those handful of games that kind of pushed me over the edge, and also I just like playing on my TV better. So I was like, I'd rather play Halo on my TV than on my PC. Not that it's
Yeah.
bad on PC; it's a good, the PC version is a great port and it works with controllers, so it's like it's fine. But I'd rather sit on my fucking chair. Not this chair. This is a good chair, but I got my big badass dad chair over there. It's something that dads understand.
Hey, totally
I'll
get
drink
it.
to that.
More power to you. Like
Yeah.
this is not me trying to
Right.
bring down Xbox players. Like by all means, if that's your
Mhm.
console and you like what's on it and you're gonna make use out of it, please by all means
Mhm.
support Microsoft, get your Xbox and have fun. But for me, as from a personal standpoint and choice, it just doesn't make sense for me to drop that kind of money.
I will
Judged.
be judged for my
PS5.
every action. This is a bad thing for. I've killed a lot of
You
guys.
will be judged for all of those hamburgers that you bought.
I
Be
guess.
judged for all of those
Every
people that you
XP
killed.
you've earned.
For every XP, what's
What is
XP?
EXP?
It's all the people you killed.
Acronym. It stands for execution points.
Yeah, I earned a lot of those, and increased my love a lot
Yeah.
by executing people.
We have
Quantifying the
quantifying the
pain.
pain you inflicted on others.
When you kill
When
someone,
you kill someone.
The big twist.
when you have enough EXP, your love increases. Love 2 is an acronym. It stands for Level of Violence. This is a little random. I think I have to drink again, except for my beer's not full, because this beer is awful heady. I'll take a sip out of the can or something. My beer of the week for me is Yeti Imperial Stout, which is a pretty good, fairly easy to find Colorado brew from Great Divide. They're one of our bigger breweries out here, and they make good stuff. Okay. Can I get it all? I got it all. I got a big ass head on this beer, but I got it. All right, so
Do we have
There
to
we
drink twice since you weren't ready to drink the first time?
I'll drink to that.
All right, sure.
Oh man! All right, tomorrow's gonna be fun.
Yummy. Me and Dan
I
are
was
going
saying, I
fishing.
don't think I shut off
We are.
my Zelda glass.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I'm on the stream there on
Yeah,
YouTube. I don't know
my
whether I am,
stream
but-
unfortunately is not displaying webcams for anybody but me anymore. I'm not. So
I think you have other people's webcams disabled.
but somebody showed up for a minute. Dave showed up for a minute.
I was on there until
Yeah.
my internet went wonky. And
Yeah,
so-
but his thing is now showing the same thing that mine was showing when my webcam was up, and it's just
Oh,
like
there we go.
cam is disabled.
now I got them all.
Oh,
I was gonna
I
say,
just-
see
Yeah, I
you
just
all, but
literally alt tabbed to Discord to see what was up. Although somebody's
Oh, there you
who's
go.
just the
Zelda
black
glass.
square. Chris is literally just a black square for
Chris.
some reason. Oh, you had your webcam on but covered.
Yes. That's how
Okay.
that works.
Look, now everybody's here. We can see all our beautiful faces. All right, now it's time to get back to this level of violence. And Chris, go ahead with the next piece of news and booze while we're doing that.
Alright, Halo Infinite coming this holiday. I don't know what holiday that's referring to, also has a new multiplayer mode with bots.
I know, right?
Yeah,
I might
finally
actually
bots
get
in
something
Halo,
for
right?
this.
Yeah,
Like-
are you gonna get this? Go buy an Xbox, Dan? Play some Halo with me?
Debating about whether or not I want to get an Xbox or a tower PC, or maybe both. 'Cause I definitely want to play Final Fantasy VII.
Did
Yeah.
they mention whether it was gonna have Halo Infinite was gonna have crossplay between the Windows version and the Xbox version?
I don't think they specifically did, but they've been very big on crossplay between at least Microsoft first-party games, between PC and Xbox, and even outside of that, like you can crossplay like Minecraft with like Switch and PlayStation and stuff. So
Yeah, they've tried
guess
to
that
open
it
up
will-
to PlayStation.
Yeah.
Sony's been hit or miss
Sony,
with that.
yeah. Sony's like, okay, for Minecraft, I guess the biggest, best-selling game in the world, sure. But, a lot of other things, they have issues with that, though. But at least they're, like, most of their stuff, I feel like Microsoft is generally trying to be very cross-play friendly. So I would bet
Microsoft
that it would
been
be a
very
feature, but
cross-platform.
Yeah,
Yeah,
according
I'm
to
not sure.
TheVerge.com, as Halo Infinite is launching simultaneously on PC and Xbox, cross-play and cross-progression will be included at launch.
cool.
Fantastic.
So cross-progression as well. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Now
Now,
I
if
will be
only
able
they'd
to
fucking
have all
put
of
in
my...
4-player split screen again, we'd be on. Then Dan wouldn't need to buy an Xbox. He'd just come over to my house. We'll play some Halo.
I might have to get
Success.
an internet connection of my own.
Distance yourself.
Thinking
the less
emoji?
it will hurt. The more easily you can bring yourself to hurt others.
These random bits of Chris reading the dialogue on the audio version will be a little awkward. So,
You're,
if you're on the audio version, check us out on YouTube.
Not familiar with this
No,
game.
he just needs to voice it as Skeletor. Then it'll all make sense.
Now you understand. It's time to begin your judgment.
This guy ain't.
Look
Skeletor's
inside
brother.
yourself. What?
This is Skeletor's brother.
I really done the right
his
thing?
his short, stocky brother.
Yeah. He's just big boned.
Hey,
Considering what you've done.
he do be having a big skull though.
Take a moment to think about this. All right, I'll take a moment to drink about this.
Oh,
Unprepared.
we'll think a drink and drink and think.
I need another glass.
No
You've already
drinking,
drank
only
me out.
thinking. Oh. The silhouette that looked mysteriously like Sans turns out to be Sans. I am shocked. It doesn't really matter what you said. All that's important is that you were honest with yourself. What happens
In
now
all
when you
honesty, you are a very violent person.
Are we honest with all the friends we made along the way?
And now Sans is gone. I guess I'm not getting a date with Sans anymore. Although I tried to get a date with Papyrus and that didn't really work out. These are
Did
fancy
you go back
windows.
to talk to him?
What?
I mean, did you go back to talk to him at?
Maybe. I forget.
Is this
Go
a-
watch my stream.
Is this a controversial opinion where I say Papyrus is the better brother with the inferior theme?
I
I
like
don't
them
think it's
both
that
kind of for
controversial.
separate reasons. Yeah, I think I could agree with that.
I'm
I
more
like
of a
Papyrus.
Papyrus fan, but Sans' theme is fire.
Yeah, I love Sans' theme. Dan will be
Diablo-
really hyped about this one.
Diablo 2 remake, September 23rd.
Oh,
Yeah. And that one is coming out with cross-play, cross-progression on literally everything. Like, you can play it on Xbox, PC, Switch, or whatever, and just, like, upload your cloud save and like, keep your guy going on your other totally different console.
Neat.
Blizzard has not had a great track history with remakes of their games or remasters of their games. So I'm not super happy about Diablo 2. I wish they had just left it alone and let it be what it is, because as it stands right now, thanks to Warcraft 3 Reforged, Warcraft 3's kind of got a bad rep in terms of what it
Dude, I'm dead!
is.
I found my own coffin, what the fuck?
Stop dying. It's bad for your health.
Poor Spammo, man.
Oh, it's empty. It's okay. I'm not dead yet.
Yet.
But
But clearly there's a plan in place.
I see that. They don't like me, apparently. Maybe it's because I killed all of them, except for Asgore and Sans and Papyrus, because they were bros. I like them. They're awesome dudes. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping they learn their lesson from Warcraft 3 Reforged, and that Diablo 2 isn't the massive disaster that Warcraft 3 Reforged was. But you know, based off of track history, I'm not really optimistic about it, and I'm just looking forward to Diablo 4.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's kind of a hard thing. Like, I want to be excited about this, but I'm also like, I barely touched Diablo 3 on PS4, so I'm like, will I even get around
now's your
to
opportunity
this, too?
since you can bundle that shit.
Oh, really? That'd be cool.
Yeah, you get all of Diablo 3 if you buy Diablo 2, I think it is. Or
Neat.
there's a package you can get. It's like 79, something like... I don't know what the details are, but you can get basically all of Diablo 3, all of its expansion passes, and Diablo 2 remastered, and get them all.
Nice.
I don't know if they have a Diablo 4 package in that too, where you can get Diablo 4 as well, but it's Blizzard. They'll probably find some way to package all that together.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I wasn't as fond of Diablo 3 as I was of Diablo 2. I felt like the map was just always the same instead of... One of the big advantages of Diablo 2 is the map would be different every time it's generated.
Mm-hmm.
Diablo 3, I think its story was fairly good. It wasn't terrible compared to what I was expecting out of it. I think that, comparatively speaking to Diablo 2, Diablo 3 was not as good. I agree with that, 100%. I'm hoping Diablo 4 kind of breaks the mold.
Fair. Then again, if I'm thinking back to Oblivion was... I think it was a necessary evil to advance the technology so that we could get Skyrim to where it is today, but it was definitely lackluster going from the vast, vast world of Morrowind to this,
Much more
this tiny
compact.
little donut.
Yeah. I mean, Oblivion is still probably one of my favorite Elder Scrolls games ever, but I agree. Like, if you went going from Morrowind to Oblivion and you just saw the world map when you come out of the prisons of the capital city, and you're just like, this feels smaller.
It was hard, because, like, I really fell in love with Morrowind, and I, like, spent hours and hours just exploring the world. Like, I have a vague idea of what the story is now, but at the time I was playing it, I had no fucking clue. No idea what I was supposed to do, where I was supposed to go. I just went where I wanted and did what I wanted. And then going into Oblivion, it's like, okay, you get through this, and I'm like trying to do the same thing. I'm like, yeah, big open world to explore. I'm gonna go where I want. I'm gonna, find cool, unique items and random NPCs and stuff. And I accidentally ran into the whole story. All of it. Every single place that you need to go for the story, I went there accidentally. So, like...
The Oblivion does a very good job of guiding the player along the path you're supposed to go, and they place a lot of lures to get you to go to those places. And unfortunately, there's a lot of stuff that happens in the early main quest line of Oblivion that basically, if you don't go to all the places that the main story takes place before you start that Bruma quest train, you basically don't get to go to those places ever again after. So it does. Skyrim kind of does this too, in a much less in your face way. You'll definitely I think Skyrim was definitely more Morrowind in the ability to just go wherever you want and do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But there were definitely situations where I accidentally ended up at a place I needed to be for the main quest,
Right.
and I didn't want to be.
Yeah, it was just kind of a thing, because Skyrim wasn't as bad as Oblivion in that regard. But, like, Skyrim, I feel like, again, just like, it's hard to disassociate anything with the Elder Scrolls brand from Morrowind in my mind. So I'm like, the entire time I was playing it, I'm just like judging it, just like it doesn't feel as good to explore as Morrowind, you know. And
Not
like
as
you
in-depth
go
as
off the
Morrowind.
beaten path in Morrowind, you'll find some cool random shit somewhere.
I do the same thing
Not
with
as
Halo
easily
2.
breakable as Morrowind.
Yeah, in Skyrim,
That one might not be true.
right? But in Skyrim, it's like, you know, if you're off the beaten path, you're probably not really finding anything of note. Like, everything interesting to see has a road that goes directly to it.
Yeah.
It's like, I tried to play Skyrim again when I got the Switch port, and after playing Breath of the Wild, it was so claustrophobic. Like, all the towns are so close together, which might be partially coming from Breath of the Wild, where there's literally like 4 towns in the game. So that doesn't
Breath of
help
the Wild's
much. But yeah, it's just like the whole world just feels stifled.
Well,
And going back
Breath
to
of the Wild's
Morrowind
map
after
was
that,
also, but Breath of the Wild's map was also like 2 times bigger than Skyrim.
yeah,
So when Skyrim has twice the amount of towns that, or 3 times the amount of towns that Breath of the Wild has, and is 2 times smaller in
Yeah.
size.
yeah, it's just one of those
It
things
definitely
that I
understand that.
really fell in love with Morrowind because of the scale, and so far, like, very few open world games have managed to recapture that.
I think
think-
Fallout 4 actually did a good job of that.
Okay, I haven't
Fallout
played Fallout
4's
4
map
yet.
feels more Morrowind than it does Skyrim.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I will have to check that out. I've been meaning to. I got it on when they put it on Game Pass. I downloaded it on my PC, and I've been just like looking for a time to play all of the damn games I have on Game Pass and Switch. And you know, I got a PS5 now. I'm like, I've literally like barely touched the PS5 games I have because mostly all I've been playing on PS5 is Ghost of Tsushima. Because I'm just like stuck
Good
on that
one.
because that game is
That's
so
a good
fucking
one.
good. I finally beat it, and I collected all the collectibles, and then I like looked up the last few hidden trophies, and I was like, that sounds like it would just kind of be a little tedious. I'd like to do it sometime, but I was like, whatever. I'm gonna get back to Demon Souls for a little bit. So
I need to go back and finish a second playthrough of Tsushima. Like, that game was incredible.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. It definitely, by far and away, the best game to come out on the PS4.
yeah, I really fell hard for
even over
Final
Remake,
Fantasy VII
and I love
remake. Yeah,
Remake.
that's what I
Yeah.
was gonna say. Is that was my like favorite
Remake was the
PS4
best game of a generation. I'll say that. So 7 Remake was like the best game of a generation. Tsushima was the best game to come out on PS4.
So, Plague Tale Requiem is coming in 2022, also coming to PS5, Switch, and PC, because this is the Xbox.
Yeah, because we touched on this a little bit earlier, that it's coming to Switch, but it's also coming to most everything else, actually. But it's also going to be a day one Game Pass game, so that's just kind of cool that, like, okay, I guess I know where I'm getting it, because, like, it's a game I think I would play on Switch. It would be good on Switch, but, like, it's on Game Pass, so I'm going to play it on PC instead, or Cloud, or something.
I remember one of my friends on Twitter for a major game release that said, also coming to Switch. It was like, oh, sweet, the 5 FPS version. I just died laughing.
Yeah.
Because
Getting
right,
used
like,
to-
you know the really good, like the really like graphically intensive games that have been coming out for PS4, PS5, and Xbox One, and they're getting like these Switch port, like even The Witcher 3. Like The Witcher 3 is a fantastic game, and I'm impressed that they got that to work on the Switch. But playing through it, it's 15 FPS simulator in a lot of places, and I'm just like, all right.
That was the
That's
first thing I
something
said
weird
when-
because, like, when I was regularly gaming on Switch only and a base PS4, I didn't notice it that much. But now that I got a PS5 and an Xbox Series S,
it's
like
noticeable.
every time I play something on Switch, you know, there's some games that run on 60 FPS, like Mario Kart runs at 60 FPS, stuff like that.
I think Smash gets pretty close.
Yeah,
at
Smash
times.
Smash is really good frame rate. It's I have no problems with Smash, but like when I'm playing like I got the Samurai Jack game, and that one like tanks pretty hard, and it's there's a handful of games that I'm just like it's funny because I played Age of Calamity before I got my PS5, and now that I'm used to playing my PS5, I went back to it later, and I was just like, oh my god, this is chunky, like everybody's been saying. It's like,
well, did you notice in the trailer for the DLC in Nintendo's presentation where like it was chop when they were showing off.
I didn't
like,
specifically
the new
notice it
characters
in the
and stuff.
trailer. I was just kind of like, okay,
Go back
this
and watch
looks
it
kind of
again.
neat, but then I don't know, I feel like everything comes out a little worse on YouTube anyways, so
I just don't
I
think
always
the
have
Dynasty
trouble.
Warrior
Yeah.
format works on the Switch because of how many enemies need to be on the screen
Yeah,
for it to
that's
be a real
just-
Dynasty Warriors experience.
It's
And I think
kinda the
Fire
problem.
Emblem Dynasty Warriors had this problem too.
Yeah.
Age of Empires 4 will release in October, and also we lost
Yeah,
lost
Dave,
Dave.
Dave's
There we
in
go.
it. That's
He's back
There we
now.
go.
Thank you.
struggling.
He's back. He's muted, but he's back.
Yeah, Age of Empires 4, big release. I'm super looking forward to this. We haven't had an Age of Empires game release in over, I think, 15 years.
Yeah, I guess it makes sense that after they did all the definitive editions, particularly
Of Age of
AoE 2,
Empires 2? Yeah.
yeah, and Age of Empires 3, they also did the definitive edition
Yeah.
of that. I guess it makes sense that we'd finally see another one. So that, yeah, it's exciting news.
I love that they're going back to AoE 2's kind of time frame. I liked Age of
And you
Empires 3.
destroyed your mercy button.
It wasn't terrible,
Yeah,
but
I
I think
saw
Age
that.
of Empires 3,
So I
it
guess I
focused
can't
too
use
much on
mercy
the modern
him. This
day.
guy just wants to, I guess he wants me to kick his ass. I guess I could still act on him. I don't know what I can get out of it, though. I always like trying them just to see what I can get, and then I kick their ass.
They really went out of their way to make this guy look evil.
So, unfortunately, you don't meet the requirements to talk with him.
Oh, really? Huh.
Yes.
You gotta actually not be a total dick? Attack 80, defense.
If you don't kill people, you can actually say something.
Mm-hmm. Alright, well, apparently I can't really do much other than, hope I don't get killed by all of his attacks.
Just dodge.
Not looking good.
Yeah. God, his health bars barely moved, too. Alright, well, I think I've got... I think it'll take a couple of tries, but I think I got this. Because I got those healing items and stuff, but,
It's like riding a bike.
yeah. Gotta figure out... Whoop, 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 whoop. Whoop, whoop,
You got a
whoop,
stream.
whoop. Wow, I was
There you
actually...
go.
Yeah. This fucking celebratory drink for dodging all that shit. That was cool. I'm not that great at the bullet elements, but I do
Outer
okay.
Worlds 2 coming to Xbox and PC. Anyone play the Outer Worlds RPGs?
No, but I loved that trailer.
Yeah, that was a pretty good trailer. It kind of gives you an idea of what's up with the series, I think. It doesn't seem like something that takes itself too seriously. It seems pretty cool. So I downloaded Outer Worlds, and then I never got to it. So that's one of those things where... Ooh, my attack increases when I use that thing, too. Uh-oh.
That
going on
trailer
here?
was, for me, it
Can
was
I-
great just because it was like one of my good friends that I've known for several years now. Basically shits on me all the time in a manner very similar to how that trailer shit on itself, and it was amazing. And it was just like, it was basically like, did my friend like narrate and direct this trailer, because it felt very him, and it cracked me up the entire time. I couldn't stop laughing.
Nice. Yeah, it's one of those games that I've been meaning to play for a while and just haven't got to it. So now that there's a sequel coming out, though, maybe I'll finally get around to it, because that's what got me to come back to Plague Tale again, so, yeah.
Great. Oh, you gotta move for these ones.
Oh, yeah, it's the move versus don't move thing.
Yeah,
It,
it's
it
that.
moves a lot faster than the lasers from Metaton or whatever.
Good thing you got those healing items.
Yeah.
Forza Horizon 5 will be coming November 9th. Still on Xbox E3.
This was the best looking game at E3. Like, the graphics in this thing really show what a powerhouse the Series X is. Just the ray tracing
say
going
that-
on there, and yeah.
You'd say that
Go ahead.
over Halo Infinite
Yeah, I thought so. Just the level of detail really seemed...
or Far Cry 6?
At least for the gameplay parts. because the Far Cry and Halo had largely like cinematics, but all of the like pretty much everything they showed for this game was all gameplay, and seeing all of that loading and rendering instantly while you're playing the game is what really kind of stood out to me. Because like, you know, in a cutscene you can do whatever the fuck you want, but can you make it load instantly for the gameplay? That's what impresses me here.
Oh, I think it's the modern console generations of SSDs where they did spend a significant amount of money, you know, graphically, or sorry, not graphically, like I'm just upgrading the hardware in general. So
Yeah.
I think like the PS5 and Xbox Series X, they've definitely stepped up in terms of what they're able to do now.
Mm-hmm.
Which obviously, if you're a PC gamer, yeah, we know, you know, been doing it for years, but still,
Right, yeah.
like for consoles, this is a big deal for a lot of people who don't have access to computers that are maybe on our levels with, you know, GTX 3080s and stuff.
Right, yeah.
They can now finally enjoy a lot of the similar.
Oh man,
types
I
of
am at
games that
one
we do.
fucking hit point. I am so close.
You got this, man.
I actually think I might have this because I got one more healing item. So as long as he doesn't do anything too crazy, like, you know, all of his attacks. Yeah, I think I definitely
That's a lot
got
of
this.
damage.
Yeah.
That's a lot of damage.
Here's some more. It's a lot of swipes.
Oh, his eyes show you what the attacks are gonna do.
Yes.
Mhm.
I see that, but you gotta watch quick.
You gotta be paying
Right.
attention.
Ooh,
Redfall coming as Xbox exclusive next year. Open world shooter, single player, or co-op from Arcane Studios. I don't know who that is. I don't know what this is.
Arcane Studios is the guys behind something that I've forgotten now. But they're one of the many... Oh, shit, I wasn't looking again. But they're one of the many people that Microsoft bought up in the last couple of years, so...
Arcane
this
is
looked
responsible
kinda
for
neat.
Dishonored.
Dishonored,
Yeah,
yeah, that was
Dishonored.
it.
So
Really?
they're pretty good. They're not bad. I think they also
Wow,
did...
first try.
Yeah, not too bad, huh? Alright, fuck. I'm gonna drink to that. So,
I think they did Arc
now-
Fatalis
Here we
and
go.
Prey as well.
Yeah, Prey, that was the one I was thinking of, but it wasn't the old... I played the original Prey, and I was
No,
gonna...
it's the remake, I think.
Yeah, the remake one I wanted to play, but I never got around to that either. Although now that's on Game Pass too. It's just too much shit on Game Pass.
Also,
Let's calm
congrats.
down for a year so I
That's
can
what-
catch up
That's
with
what
you.
the
damn it.
Microsoft Studios presentation was. Is it's like all of our games, all game,
Yeah, that was one of the things that really.
$10 a month. Buy now.
Yeah, pretty much. I was like, that was one of the things that impressed me because they were like, at the start of their presentation, they were like, we are going to show you 30 games today. 27 of them are on Game Pass day one.
And the 3 that aren't will be soon after.
Yeah, probably, right? It's like, it's crazy how much of the, you know, literally everything we just talked about is coming to Game Pass. That's insane.
Which is great, again, like for people
Yeah.
like me who can't get an Xbox or don't or choose not to because of financial reasons, but
Yeah.
still want to play the game and have a PC. So
Yeah. Because not everybody's going to want to sink, you know, $500 or whatever into the latest
No,
console.
I think Microsoft's marketing strategy here, and their overall game plan for how the Xbox and how gaming is going to work under their platform is quite good. It's reminding me a lot of the Xbox 360 days, and that was a primo generation. So
Yeah, it's that's actually the regular controller that I use for cloud gaming on Xbox Game Pass now, and it's that's what I was gonna actually leap into is another thing that Xbox Game Pass does that most people have not got me to do is play on my phone. I play games on my phone, and they're good games, and it's not just, you know, mobile built cash grab bullshit. It's actual
Right.
fucking games.
I play one game on my phone. That's Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links. Don't at me, bro.
I mean, I play Pokemon Go, but that, you know, so it's like everybody's got like, but it's like that's the one game that really has like got me coming back, right?
Actually, that's a
Or
lie. I also
Genshin
play the Ace
Impact
Attorney
and
original trilogy on there too.
Oh, I got the Ace Attorney games on there? That's kind of
Does
neat.
that count?
What'd you say?
Yeah, that counts, I think. Digimon, which Digimon?
Digimon counts. If I can
So we
play
got-
Yu-Gi-Oh and not be laughed at on my
Right.
phone, then Dave can play Digimon.
So it's
I'll laugh at
Pokemon,
both of you if it helps.
Digimon, and Yu-Gi-Oh.
Oh, Genshin! Oh, Genshin! Waifu Simulator. Gotcha.
Breath of the Waifu.
Breath of the Wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna drink for that one. That was...
I stole that from somebody on Twitter. I don't remember who, or I would credit them, but yeah,
credit is where credit is due,
Yeah.
but that is fantastic.
Yeah.
Xbox Mini Fridge releasing holiday.
Yes,
2021?
they're
What?
doing it. The Xbox Series X styled mini fridge is coming, and I am fucking buying one. And I am going to have it right here in the middle of my desk. It is going to block up my view, but it is going to hold my beer for this podcast, and it's going to be fucking great.
They
So-
And
accepted
then I
their
don't have
fate.
to worry about
Ran
having the
with it.
Xbox Series S and not the Series X, because I'll have the Series X, but it'll be a fridge, so it'll be better.
I gotta say, with the Kentucky Fried Chicken gaming console, with
I
showing
forgot.
that fast food restaurants are wanting to branch out into game consoles, and the Xbox Mini Fridge showing that, game companies are wanting to branch out into food-related machines. Are we coming to the end times?
I think the sleeper on that.
Meme
is
culture has won.
Oh
Arby's. I
god!
think Arby's is
Elon
gonna be,
Musk
like,
is
this
buying
surprise, like,
Dogecoin.
And he's manipulating it because he won't get arrested he won't get fines from the SCC for doing it.
All
Well,
right.
billionaires and their immunities to corporate law aside, can we talk about the Intellivision? Getting a console?
In television, I
first-
haven't heard about that one. I heard about the Atari one.
It's not Atari. It's Intellivision. So Tommy Tallarico,
As
our
in-
friend who
as
used to
in,
be on
like,
Judgment
the-
Day.
I love that
70s
show,
and
and I
80s television.
still follow him. I love
Yeah, he bought out, or he owns now Television,
Wow,
and they're
that's
coming
kinda
out with
cool.
a new console.
Huh.
And it's basically like it's a Switch-like, in where it is designed for like family party get-together game kind of stuff. It's supposed to be like cheaper than your average console. The games are cheaper and obviously less in depth, but they're like very supposedly party friendly.
Mhm.
And its controller is basically a tablet, like a handheld phone tablet kind of deal.
I'm on board with
And-
that because I fucking love my Wii U.
Well, it was a very interesting presentation because Tommy was very, very earnest about what he was trying to do, and he was not really holding anything back. Like, he was not saying, "Oh, this is gonna blow every other, game console out of the water." He was very specific with what their vision was for it, and it's like the Amiga consoles of old, kind of deal. So if you didn't catch that, definitely. At least watch the beginning part of
I
that.
will have to
that
check that
presentation.
out. Yeah, because it's been like sometime early this year. I think Atari released their console, so it's interesting to hear that Intellivision is also coming out of the woodworks after so many years.
Yeah,
that's kind of cool.
I'm more than curious to see if they're going to stick to their guns as Tommy presented it, or if they will eventually maybe edge into the more, I guess, quote unquote, modern interpretation of gaming. So, huge in-depth story games and multiplayer franchises, battle arenas, all that kind of stuff. We'll see.
Cool. All right. Before we move on to, because that was the end of the Xbox stuff, shall we take a moment to enjoy the final, I assume, cutscene of Undertale?
Go and do what you're gonna do, Sean.
All right.
I'm gonna
yes,
try and keep my mouth shut for this one.
yeah. So for you audio listeners, I'll read out the text here. So I have just defeated Asgore, the king of the demons, and now I can kill him, I assume, to get his soul and open up the portal to return back to Earth. So that's been more or less the goal, although it's been an interesting ride because the goal, I've done a lot of shady stuff to accomplish this goal that in any other game would be just like, oh yeah, you killed some monsters, that's fine, whatever. But in this game, it's like, no, actually, it's very sympathetic towards the monsters, and this, even like in the last couple of minutes where I've been fighting this king dude, he's actually shown some interesting character. So, and a lot of like I don't think necessarily that this guy deserves for me to kill him and use his soul, but that's the way that I ended up playing the game. So apparently, it's too late now.
Choices were made.
Yeah. So that is how it is. ... I remember the day after my son died. Oh, fuck. What a dick am I. That fucking macaroni art was made by a dead kid. Okay, new rule.
Yeah,
Every time something depressing happens, I have to drink.
You weren't paying attention to the backstory along the hallway there, I take it?
Oh,
Okay,
I did, yeah, see that both of the kids died. Yeah. So actually, I don't know, something didn't click with me because that wasn't Asgore they were talking about. That was somebody else, right?
Remember, Sean's version of gameplay is gameplay first, story never.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah, I have to drink for that one. But yeah, okay, yeah. I don't know. I didn't put two and two together because I thought it was talking about somebody else, not Asgore. This day after his son died.
Everybody's drinking now. We're all like, yeah, no, can't do it.
The entire underground was devoid of hope. The future had once again been taken from us by the humans. In a fit of anger, I declared war. I said that I would destroy any human that came here. I would use their souls to become godlike and free us from this terrible prison. Then I would destroy humanity and let monsters rule the surface in peace. Soon the people's hopes returned. My wife, however, became disgusted with my actions. She left this place never to be seen again. Truthfully, I do not want power. I do not want to hurt anyone. I just wanted everyone to have hope. But I cannot take this any longer. I just want to see my wife. I just want to see my child. Please, young one. This war has gone on long enough. You have the power. Take my soul and leave this cursed place. Yep, and again, I can't mercy, I assume. I mean, it's the button's kind of cracked, but I came here to kick ass. I feel like kicking ass is all I've done. So it lights up when I go there.
You can click it. You can click either of those buttons.
Okay. But which one do I click?
It's up to you. No one else can make this decision.
I've been a horrible dick the whole time, so I don't know. I can always come back and rewatch the other ending. I assume it's probably got two. I think I've heard that this game has several endings, so.
Your soul is mine.
All right. Pcha. And now my execution points increase. Well, what's happening to my heart?
It's not your heart, that's his heart.
Oh, that's his heart. And I broke it.
And it just got destroyed.
And there's a flower. Hee hee hee. So you finally get it. In this world, it's kill or be killed.
Hey, Flowey.
And the happy heart, or the happy face on the flower turned into a skull.
So the game just crashed, I want to point out. So you'll need to open the game up again if you actually want to finish the ending.
Is that what happened? I was like, I thought that was the ending, and it just like closes the game at the end of the, at the end there. That is awkward.
Nope.
Yeah, but yeah, sorry for the fucked up Discord. Hold on a sec while I reopen Undertale. Hold on, I gotta open Steam and then I gotta open up.
I think I heard from Josh when he first played this that happened. He was like, "Oh, I guess that's the ending," and then he left and he's like, "Actually, I want to replay it and see some other things." And then I think it was Josh who did this, and he booted it up again and started in the segment you're about to see.
Here's the real question.
You'll need to reshare your
Oh
screen.
fuck. Okay, so hold on. Oh yeah, I'm not on Discord anymore. So yeah, hold on. So at least you guys can see. Yeah, so it just gave me some wacky ass glitchy stuff happening. So there we go. Now the layout looks right on the stream. And I am now level 99.99 and
you're in your world.
Yeah. What? What is this?
See, that's what I was gonna ask. So here's the real question: is how do you pronounce Flowey or Flowey's name? Flowey.
I assume
Like a
Flowey
flower.
because it's like a like a flower.
Yeah.
But the way that it is spelled, I would, if I had not seen that it was,
Flowey.
I would have said flowy, if I did not know that it was related to a flower. So now I am here in a black pit of doom. I guess. Can I leave? Is there? Oh, there's a save point. Sweet. The end. What? I can't save? It's the file erased? What's going on? Flowey's kicking my ass. Or something. Howdy, it's me, Flowey. Flowey the Flower. I owe you a huge thanks. You really did a number on that old fool. Without you, I never could have gotten past him. But now with your help, he's dead. And I've got the human souls. Well, fuck. Apparently. Boy. I've been empty for so long, it feels great to have a soul inside me again. I can feel them wriggling. Aw, you're feeling left out, aren't you? Well, that's just perfect. After all, I only have 6 souls. I still need 1 more. Before I become God. And then with my newfound powers, monsters, humans, everyone, I'll show them all the real meaning of this world.
Have you noticed how Flowey's face kind of looks like a Battletoad at certain...
Huh. Forget about escaping to your old save file. It's gone forever. Did it really delete my save?
You want to tell him, or should I?
No.
Right.
We don't. He doesn't need. We don't need to.
I
say
don't need
anything.
to know. Yeah, if you don't,
Just
if you don't
win this
think I
next
need
boss
to know,
fight,
yeah.
I guess.
But don't worry. Oh, there's a boss fight coming up.
Yeah.
Old friend Flowey has worked out a replacement for you. I'll save over your own death, so you can watch me tear you to bloody pieces, over and over and over. What? Do you really think you can stop me? Hee hee.
Well, at least now we know why your coffin
Really are
was
an idiot.
built.
Yeah, I see there's... Okay, so... Can't move. Can't shoot. Flowey is... Good God, this is, like, creepy.
I think that's the idea.
I guess, yeah.
I don't know, Flowey's kind of cute.
Oh, what the fuck? Okay. It's got a drink for whatever this is.
You gotta move. Don't die.
Shit.
Dodging.
Shit.
Wait.
Oh,
See, now the fight bar appeared there, and I might have been able to use it. Ah, flame!
Punch the
Flamethrowers.
flamethrowers.
Shh. I'm gonna die, aren't I?
yeah, most likely.
Now I am dead. Game over.
Game over.
So now I guess this is all just a bad dream. So now I get to
Game
see if he
over.
really... And you're never waking up. Ha! And it crashed the game again?
Yes.
Nice.
All right. Okay.
No, go see if
Luckily,
your
I
save file's
still
right.
have Steam open. Yeah, so let's see if it saved over my save again.
You had one job.
Did you really think I was going to be satisfied killing you only one time?
You gotta stream it again.
Oh, yeah, hold on. Fuck. Okay. Well, anyways, as I go through this, let's keep going with the E3 stuff. We got Square Enix is up next.
Yeah, and I actually saw one particular piece of news and booze that really excites me here in the Square Enix news. But it's not this piece. Guardians of the Galaxy game launching October 26th. I don't care, personally. Anybody else care about that?
Nope.
I would if it wasn't for the reception of
It was bad.
how, Marvel's Avengers was.
Or it's
okay.
like the discount
I'm gonna
Avengers.
die even faster.
Marvel's Avengers was
Ooh.
not bad. It wasn't great, but it wasn't bad.
Dodge the knives. Don't get stabbed by the knives.
Guardians of the Galaxy just doesn't look interesting.
What?
And I don't know why they saved 3/4 of their presentation for that.
Ooh, heals. Fuck yeah.
Mandates.
Yeah, that's kind of awesome. All right. So there's a healing method to this, and now there's fucking all sorts
What?
of shit. Did 3 damage? Fuck! How much fucking hit points does this guy have? I am totally fucked, aren't I?
You're taking a lot of damage there. Oh yeah, don't get hit by the fingers.
Yeah, I might switch games here so that I can actually like focus on this later on another stream or something. If I die again. Ah.
Probably should have warned you.
Warning. Death imminent.
Don't die here.
He has 1/8.
Select the heals. Select the thumbs up.
I got some of them. I'm still gonna die. File 2
Now
save,
he's using
file
save
2
states
loaded.
on you. Yeah.
Oh shit! I see what's. Yeah, that's fucking silly. Man.
You weren't expecting this to happen now, were you?
I wasn't expecting any of this.
Just dodge the shoes.
Those are some nice slippers.
Like ally shoes.
Toe tapping all across my ass.
Music notes.
Okay. Yay!
Nuclear bombs.
Fucking bombs! Where am I? I got lost. Went into his skull. What's the next piece of news so we don't get too far behind here?
Alright, so we don't get too far behind. This is the piece of news that I'm actually excited about. Final Fantasy Pixel Remaster coming to Steam and mobile eventually. Remastered version of the original 6 Final Fantasy games.
Yeah, so
Oh,
I
you
think
died.
that's pretty cool. Yeah, I died.
So,
I've been saying, I've been saying for years they need to make like a plug and play that is just all the Final Fantasies. Like, screw your consoles, Final Fantasy, plug and play. That's it.
I would not be opposed.
So I would be happy to see I've been looking for the original Final Fantasy and Final Fantasy 2 on Steam for a long time. I'm just like, why haven't they released it? So to see that these are getting released, I'm like, finally. Also, Sean, you're almost there. You may as well finish him off now.
You think so? Does it save like between the phases or anything?
I don't know.
Okay.
I will continue reading news and boost.
Yeah, keep doing that.
Notoriously unhelpful we are.
So yeah, I was very excited to hear that at least those first couple of Final Fantasy games are coming to
Yeah, I think
Steam.
this has been a very mixed reception thing, just because it's only on Steam and mobile. Like, everybody is talking about, like, why the fuck isn't this on Switch? And I feel like it should totally be on Switch. So,
I would rather them focus their efforts on Final Fantasy VIII Remake.
And also, Final Fantasy VIII, yeah, it's Final Fantasy VIII remake, or there is, I don't know. I'm happier to see the 1 through 6 get remade here. Get their pixel perfect updates.
I tried 8, and I didn't get into it, but it was like way after the time. I tried it because it's on the normal version, or actually it's a remaster, is on Game Pass, so...
They've got an HD remaster on Steam for Final Fantasy VIII.
I think it's the same version as is on Xbox.
Probably.
No. Final Fantasy VIII kind of has less material to remake, I would say.
What do you mean? It's technically got like 12 games.
The story is a lot more
a lot more what?
It's a lot more packed.
Well, yeah,
You missed it.
That's
oh
the
no,
point.
you died.
Died again.
It's a lot more. What is it? It's a lot of the plot. The plot makes a lot less sense than I'd say Final Fantasy VII does. And this is coming from someone who's a fan of 8. Yeah.
I hard disagree on that.
Okay, do you remember the part where they realize we're, like, partway through the second or, like, third disc of the game, they remember that they all grew up in the same orphanage together, but they had forgot because apparently their summons use up, like, an aspect of, their memory.
The summons, when they're junctioned to a person,
they
have to reside somewhere, and so... The unfortunate side effect of GF junctions is that they reside in the place where your memory, your long-term memories are created and stored.
So that plot point always, that is, among others, seems kind of
shoehorny.
Yeah,
that's kind of weird. Yeah,
I can see why, but I think without playing the whole game, like just hearing that, I think there are a lot of people who never actually played the game, hear that, and then have a negative opinion about it.
Well, I played the game. I played the game all the way through. I beat it. I enjoyed it. I'm actually, I would count myself among someone who likes Final Fantasy VIII. But I would also say that in terms of how the story came together, there was a lot of things that were there that you can look back in retrospect and be like, yeah, it didn't really add up.
I can easily say the same thing about 7. Or 10, for that matter. 10 had a lot of stuff like that, where ultimately, it didn't matter.
Yeah, I never played 10, so...
Then there's always 10 too.
Yeah, right. You know, the story that completely doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But princess dress up.
No, I'm
Final
gonna
Fantasy
get
VII
murdered on Twitter. I'm gonna get murdered on Twitter for that comment because there are plenty of 10-2 fans out there, and I've actually beaten 10-2. I played the story, and I actually know, like, you know, if you're trying to conclude kind of the story of 10-2 has a lot of things in it that help kind of tie loose ends as well as create quite a few new ones. But
yeah,
I had to make the joke.
So enough dunking on Final Fantasy VIII, on Final Fantasy VIII story specifically, because I actually do like Final Fantasy VIII. Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin, new spin-off FF game, is getting released 2022. Takes some plot elements from Final Fantasy 1. So is this the one that I didn't see the trailer for this, but I did see Donkey making fun of this. Where
this is the trailer that triggered me.
Wants to kill Chaos.
Yeah. This trailer triggered me for a number of reasons. One, it's just... Oh, I'm gonna wait until Dave gets back to share that one.
He just sent a message that
saying he's not back.
are just Yeah, I guess
Oh,
they're
okay.
getting pretty bad, so he's just going to dunk out for the rest of the night.
Okay.
If you're not aware of who Dave is, he's a great guy, so check him out on Zelda Dungeon. Has a lot of cool fan fiction posted there. You can check out his Twitter at DaveWayne09. He's an awesome friend of the show, and we like having him on. So thank you for coming, Dave. If you eventually see the replay or something, we still love you, Dave. So yeah.
So and this was partly me at this point kind of tuning out of the Square Enix presentation because I had just spent 30 minutes of my life that I will never get back watching a whole bunch of Guardians of the Galaxy stuff I didn't want to watch. But like this trailer made me think it was new info on 16. And I so half of the trailer I'm there thinking, "Oh, this is 6
This is like based off a Final Fantasy 1 story.
Right,
But,
and so
The
So I got
characters are obnoxious.
I got to the end, and we have Garland show up in the trailer, and I'm
That
just
was
like,
kind of hype, but also super weird. Just the trailer was really awkward because
it was all
I
over
think
the
about
place.
5 times. Yeah, it was all over the place, and about 5 times the main protagonist dude, who just kind of looks generic as fuck, is just like, I am gonna kill chaos. That is like his whole reason for being, I guess. It's so weird.
Garland at least threatened to knock him down.
Well, yes. Short answer, yes. I want to say like the trailer for the actual game looks decent. Looks like a game that I think a lot of Final Fantasy fans will enjoy. Seems to have a little bit of a Dark Souls-ish essence to it, which will be interesting for a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, the action looks pretty fun, but
yeah.
like the story beats of whatever the hell is going on was just super weird.
I'm praying Square Enix was basically just trying to like take the meme approach, kind of like the the RPG trailer that we all love, but none of us have played. Project Outland, or never mind. Anyway, it felt like they were memeing themselves. It felt like they were just like trying to like they did that intentionally.
Almost, yeah.
I don't think whoever was the trailer director sat there creating that trailer was like, oh, that was an accident. You know? So, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of the protagonist, but that is mostly due to the fact that he really only says 3 things in that entire trailer, and that's, I will kill chaos. That's 4 things, but whatever. And he just doesn't really
have
say
a personality.
It doesn't
Not
seem
as far
like
as
it.
you can tell. I don't know. Like he might, but yeah.
He seems like your generic like 30-year-old main character who is just on a mission, is dedicated to nothing else. And I'm like, all right, I've played that 1,000,001 times before, and there's just not a whole lot left interesting that I think they're gonna be able to add to that. And if his whole spiel is just going to come to a climax between him and Garland, I'm like, all right, I would rather play original Final Fantasy 1 where the Warrior of Light had more personality despite him almost never speaking.
Yeah, all 4 of them like literally don't have lines in the whole game, but somehow they
have more
come out
character
with-
and personality.
You can project more personality on them,
I
which
will
is
say-
impossible.
I will say something that the trailer did not show that
You beat him.
was
Did.
important. Congrats.
No.
Was the fact that his very generic looking gear, you will be able to acquire like new pieces of, like he will not look like that when you're playing through the game, except probably at the beginning of it. So that was good, because if I was just wearing a fucking generic wife beater and some sweatpants when I go up to face Garland, as much of a badass as I would feel doing that, it's not how I want to play my game.
Mhm. This guy's like fucking me up, just fucking me with the save states. No, I can't move out of here.
Just keep running into the pellets.
Loaded. Did you really think? You could defeat me. I am the god of this world, and you're hopeless. Hopeless and alone. Golly, that's right. Your worthless friends can't save you now. Call for help, I dare you. Cry into the darkness. Mommy, Daddy, somebody help. See what good it does you. Act. You called for help. But nobody came. 'Cause I was a dick. Boy, what a shame. Nobody else is gonna get to see you die.
I'm not sure
Escape
I'd
the
want
beans.
anybody else to see me die.
What? How do you... Well, I'll just... Load failed. What? Where are my powers? The souls? What are they doing? No, no! You can't do that! You are supposed to obey me! Stop it! Stop!
I feel like I should take a drink for that epic
I'm
reading
gonna
of...
take a drink.
Yeah. I'll drink that.
Stop!
Well, there he is.
There he is. And now, I
What,
guess...
what are you gonna do now, huh?
This fucker tried to kill me 9 times from Tuesday. Fuck this dick.
And also tried to save Scummy.
I
knew you had it in you.
That face, though.
That face indeed.
Okay, that is the creepiest death in the entire fucking game.
It's just a
Just a
regular
regular
flower. Hey, bye, flower.
Burn it! Burn it with fire!
Purify the world.
What's our
there's
next
nothing
piece of
about
news and
that
booze,
flower.
Chris? Undertale. Hey! Is that what game I'm playing? Thanks!
Yeah.
That
Toby
was
Fox.
a
Nintendo
long
stuff, which is
preview.
probably the stuff we all care more about. Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope revealed. So, I guess I was accurate about something, huh?
Yeah, Chris got 1 point off of this because he predicted there would be a Nintendo crossover with somebody.
A Nintendo crossover with something horrible, akin to Mario plus Rabbids.
Yeah,
I didn't think it would be this
that
on the
is
nose.
literally what you said, and it is literally a Mario plus Rabbids sequel.
Yeah.
Hey, if you're gonna be right about that, that's one to be right on. That's
oh my god.
The original is great.
I keep hearing that. I'm not really big into that style of tactics game, and I just don't like the Rabbids very much as like
Well, good
Stuff
news for
sound
you.
like-
The second game is supposedly less tactics like.
okay. Yeah, I don't know. I might pick it up. I've thought about the first one because my kids are very interested, and I think it would be a good introduction to the genre, probably, just to see if like tactics is their kind of thing. I don't know. And now Sans is
Anyone
calling me
there?
on the phone in the post-credit scene. I'll just leave a message.
So, I can't say I'm excited about this, but I can say I'm happy to have gotten it right on accident.
Right? I don't
I
have
think,
much to say about this, again, because I just haven't played the first one due to largely just a lack of interest. So,
I think it'll be good.
Rune Factory 5 has been revealed. As in,
I'm
like,
excited.
Harvest Moon Rune Factory 5?
my
yes
buddy
and no,
Tyler
so-
played one of the Rune Factory games way back on Nintendo DS. That's literally all I know, is the series has been around a while. It's some kind
Rune-
of RPG.
Rune Factory is basically like kind of Pokemon, Monster Hunter, and Harvest Moon all in one. You usually start out in a town with a farm or some type of like shop type deal that you own and that you will take care of, much like the Harvest Moon series. And then you also are expected to go out and explore dungeons and fight monsters and things like that, and collect rare materials from those places. In some cases, it's a mine. Other places, it's an actual dungeon. It varies from game to game. It's a very anime style version of Harvest Moon, and it's basically like the combination. If you like Harvest Moon, you like RPGs, this is a game for you. And I'm super excited.
Cool.
Let's see. Kazuya from Tekken is the new Smash character. Let's see, June 28th for more info. That's actually pretty cool. I saw the little trailer of him throwing people in volcanoes.
Yeah, that was kind of neat.
That was pretty...
It was a cool reveal, because, like, the first shot is just somebody holding the, like, decimated corpse of Ganondorf, and I'm just like, the fuck, man? And then he just tosses him into the fucking volcano or whatever. I'm like, okay. And, like, I don't know much about Tekken, so I'm like, as a reveal for me, I'm just, like, not all that hyped about it, because I've played one Tekken. I played Tekken Tag Tournament on PlayStation 2.
As all character
like,
reveals are for Smash, it's very relevant to people who are fans of the series.
Yeah, so I think the Tekken series is obviously big enough that they deserve a spot in Smash. So I'm not, like, mad about it, but for me, it's just kind of a blah reveal. It's like, okay, there's a guy. He does look kind of cool, because all of it, like, there's a string in the trailer where he does, like, some crazy-ass combo.
It's a 10-hit combo, yeah.
Yeah, tons of hits. I'm just like, that looks kind of cool. I feel like he's going to be more technical than I will like for Smash.
I guess
but I think he will definitely find his audience. I think he seems like a good fit, because there needs to be some amount of that kind of character in the game.
I gotta make a prediction, because if they're putting Kazuya in the game, I think that means they're either going to put Nightmare or Killik from Soul Calibur. They're going to reveal one of those guys.
I've thought about a Soul Calibur character. I think a Soul Calibur character would be really cool. But one thing is, like,
they'll put a Virtua Fighter character in before they put a Soul Calibur character.
Yeah, they're both Bandai Namco, so I wouldn't be surprised if they wanted to spread out their properties a bit.
Yeah, I don't know. So they might, like, I could see it, but it seems kind of unlikely that they'd have two Bandai Namco reps back to back. Which, yeah, I mean, it could happen.
I don't think it's going to be another fighting game character, but if it were to be a character from a fighting game, they would put someone in from, like, Virtua Fighter or hell, maybe even Bloody Roar before they put in a character from Soul Calibur, I think. They don't. I don't think Nintendo has a relationship with the Soul Calibur series like they do some of these other ones. I think that outside of the Link crossover in Soul Calibur 2, like, I don't know who they would bring from Soul Calibur 1 that would make a whole lot of sense in Smash. And I want it. I would like to see a Soul Calibur fighter, but I think they're going towards more series that have had a very lasting and generational impact on fighting game series, which makes sense from a standpoint of Street Fighter,
I feel like
Tekken.
Tekken and Soul Calibur series were equally impactful.
Nope. Not from the standpoint of the fighting. From from a popularity standpoint, Tekken is far more popular than Soul Calibur amongst the FGC.
I kind of got annoyed at Soul Calibur just because Sean and my older brother would always be testing things out, and at one point he was just saying, yeah, Daniel, just let me test this thing out on you in some super combo or another, and he kept on knocking me out again and again and again. And it turns out in, what was it, Soul Calibur 4, Soul Calibur 2, one of those, if you lose like 5 or 10 matches in a row, you get this squirrel mounted on your shoulder that you cannot remove until you win like 5 or 10 matches in a row. And I was just like, why? Why did you do that?
I don't remember that at all, but it sounds like such the kind of troll bullshit I would have done if I had read about it online.
I was so pissed because I could go toe-to-toe with him, but I couldn't beat him like 5 times in a row to get this stupid squirrel off my shoulder. Maybe it was a highly intelligent squirrel. Maybe I was the stupid one, regardless.
I also think Link from Soul Calibur 2 had probably the best ring out grab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to do that all the time. If I got into the right position, it's just like, all right, it's super easy too. You just push A and B at the same time, and boom, I win. It's fucking great. I was a Link main. So what do you think about Link from Soul Calibur? Does he have a chance to get into Smash?
He's already in.
I'm already betting on it. I would bet strongly.
There's already 3 versions of Link. If they put in literally the Soul Calibur version of Link, I would lose my fucking shit. And I would be like, I would be here for it, and I would also be like, why the fuck are there fucking 4 Links?
As much as I want more LZ representatives in Smash, somehow I just don't think it's going to happen until the next iteration of Smash, or maybe if they announce a DLC pack. What was it? We're on DLC pack 2, so this would be DLC pack 3.
Yeah.
I don't think that they're done supporting Smash Ultimate. I don't think there's going to be a new Smash game for probably a couple years at least. Yeah. So I think it would make sense if they do a DLC pack 3, and in that case, maybe we'll get some more LOZ stuff. But I think it's going to be.
Right,
I think the last character is going to be really.
I gotta tell you a thing. Sorry to interrupt.
No, fine.
What you want to do here is you're gonna want to reset.
Okay.
And then you're gonna want to go through the game, and you're gonna want to delete the whole game. You're gonna want to not delete the whole game. You're gonna want to.
Is this why I started the original time?
This time, don't kill anybody.
Pacifist run, baby.
Mm-hmm.
The game is very different in its pacifist and kill run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right, and because you've probably read this text before,
yeah,
you didn't run into Flowey this time, but you know. Life is Strange Remastered Collection and Life is Strange True Colors coming to Switch. Do we care about that?
I'm hyped for it.
Yeah, it's a game I've been meaning to play.
Third.
I've got the first one on PS5 because it was free on the PlayStation Store, and I've been meaning to get around to it. So.
Telltale games have always kind of interested me from a just as a perspective of how much do your choices actually matter, and my understanding is for a lot of those games, not so much.
No, there are definitely moments that are way more key. And, like, not all of your decisions matter, but, like, you can kind of rank them against what other people chose, and that's kind of fun. But
yeah,
there are definitely decisions in the game that matter that affect, what endings you get and kind of, like, the overall story. Like, in the first game, I want to say there's at least 10 different decisions that alter things from a significant standpoint. I'm not super hyped about the remaster of Life is Strange 1 because Life is Strange 1 isn't that old of a game. It's like 8 years old, 9 years old. So
is it really 8 years old?
I don't think it's that old. I want to say it came out in like 2015, 2014, 2015.
Yeah, I feel like it's way too early for a remaster. They're remastering newer games now.
Yeah, and it doesn't look that bad anyway, from the original standpoint. And the remaster, from what I saw in the presentation, doesn't look like they actually changed all that much. So, I could care less about that, but I'm glad that it's coming to Switch for a potentially broader audience. But Life is Strange 3, I'm super hyped
these
for.
are going to be good, like, Switch games anyway. I feel like the Switch audience will...
They're very good on-the-go games.
Like them, yeah. And it'll fit the console well, is what I understand.
Sean, because you played through this section before, I got a suggestion for you in this fight with this dummy. Go to the fight menu and just let the bar go all the way past and continue doing that for a while.
Huh. This is an interesting... I mean...
Intriguing gameplay.
It's not doing shit. It looks like it's
Just
going
keep
to
doing
fall
it.
over.
Yep.
It's like the dummy wants to say something.
Looks like
Please
fucking
knock
Snoopy.
me over.
Dummy tired of your
Okay.
shenanigans.
Now I just want to watch Rush Hour 2. I too like Snoop.
The next room awaits.
Your aimless shenanigans.
Puzzle in this room.
Alright.
Solve it.
Monkey Ball Collection, October 5th.
Yeah, this is coming with 1 and 2 and some other one. I've briefly collection and play through it with my kids and see what they like, if they like it, and check it out for myself and stuff.
We struck
'Cause
me as a very difficult game or series of games.
Mm-hmm.
It is not easy,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't say it's like the hardest game I've played.
Of course, I also played the Wii version where you had to actually balance the Wiimote for tilt, so that may have had something to do with that. Let's see, Mario Party Superstars, new game, including classic minigames and boards, October 29th.
Yeah. I've also never
so-
been... I've literally never played a Mario Party.
You have never played a Mario Party.
Oh my god,
Not
we
one.
can't be friends anymore.
I mean, that's actually okay. Mario Party is not that great.
Oh, excuse
Oh,
you.
man.
Mario Party 1 through 3 were fantastic. Come on. So I'm hyped. Yeah.
I'm like, I was like, Mario Party is okay for
It
certain
was the
things.
party game. Like when I was like, I want to say between 8 and 12, like Mario Party was a game everybody was always playing at birthday parties, at get-togethers, all that kind of stuff. You had more than one person at your party, you were playing Mario Party. and Smash. Smash and Mario Party.
Smash is fine. Smash is fair, but Mario Party is I don't know. There was something about the game where it was just it was like the whole Mario Kart thing where there was the rubber band catch-up mechanic, except it was significantly more random than that. I'm like, it was like a party game thing where it's like, who cares who wins? It's kind of like fine, but then again, you are sitting down and playing it for an hour, so it can be frustrating to just get fucked over randomly.
Well, I mean that it also, like you said, party game. It's supposed to be more about the fun you're having with your friends at the time, and like the crazy shenanigans that can happen, stuff like that. I totally get where you're coming from. I think that it can definitely have that effect.
The whole like if it's like your opponent is fucking you over because they got like a fuck you over item, I kind of get that. I'm like, that's kind of how the game works, but the game just fucks you over.
I still think Mario Party, or not Mario Kart, does that way worse. I can rarely win Mario Kart games because I'll be in third, second, or first place, and then just one thing towards the end of the game just puts you in last for no reason.
That's how Mario Kart Wii was. If I remember. Mario Kart Wii was really bad about that, but you said Mario Kart 8?
I'm just talking about Mario Kart in general, but yes, Mario Kart 8 was guilty of that too.
Because I feel like Mario Kart 8 was a lot better about that. I remember Mario Kart Wii was the one where that was really frustrating. Anyway, no one's coming here to hear me complain about various Mario games. So no Prime 4, but Metroid 5, Metroid Dread, new side-scrolling Metroid, October 8th, and a new amiibo. New amiibo is, it's an amiibo, but Metroid 5 that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, and they called it Metroid Dread. I guess it's the finished product that they apparently... it was funny, because I vaguely remembered Metroid Dread after people started talking about it, but I guess, they announced it something like 17 years ago and haven't talked about it for 15 years, and now it's actually here. Almost.
So they've actually been doing development work on it. What's next? An English localization of Mother 3?
Probably not.
That'll never happen. I'm super hyped. I'm not as big of a fan of Metroid as Andy is over at Zelda Dungeon, but
yeah, he's a good buddy of ours. He was on a few weeks ago. He's a cool guy.
We've shared some Metroid fun moments, and I think that Metroid Dread looks like exactly what the Metroid franchise needs until Metroid Prime 4's release, and not to mention the jokes coming out of E3 was like, hey, look at that, Metroid Prime 5 is in such development hell that Metroid 5 came before it. And
wow.
It's great. I'm looking forward to it. It looks really, really good. Like the graphics are pretty impressive. It's basically if you remember playing Metroid on the Game Gear all the way back 25 years ago, it's very much the modern realization of that. And I think a lot of the technical improvements to the game that they were showing off in the post show of it looked really fantastic, and I'm looking forward to seeing the bosses and the new mechanics behind the upgrades to your suit and weaponry, because some of that stuff that they were showing off looked really, really cool, and the element that you're also always being hunted was cool. So
we'll have to see how that plays.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, it looks really cool. I'm excited about it. I'm not a huge Metroid guy, but I've played most of them, and I've liked all of them, and I've never beaten a single one. So, I don't know. I'm going to get it, but, I'll see how it goes.
I think, suffice to say, Metroid fans everywhere have a lot to look forward to, and are really, they really got what they've deserved for so long.
Yeah.
Having waited for so long.
DBZ Kaka Carrot Cake coming to Switch
God.
September 24th.
Yeah, this isn't a game I played because it looked neat, but I was just I've seen the same DBZ story so many times that I just don't care.
If it was a One Piece game, would you be more excited?
Maybe.
Okay.
Ironically enough,
I've never played any of the One Piece games.
50 FPS comment from my friend. This came out on the trailer screen, and I was like, this is cool. I've already played it for PS4, so I had my time with it. I was like, okay, cool. Switch fans get to play with it. And then my friend tweeted, I was like, oh sweet, Dragon Ball Kakarot 5 FPS edition. I was like, you know what? He's probably not wrong. This game is not going to run very well on the Switch.
Yeah, I don't know how graphically intensive it is, but it is one of those things where I'm like, yeah, it might be better to buy it on some other console anyways.
It's very pretty on Xbox One and PS4.
Cool.
It is a very pretty game. I don't know how that translates to the Switch, because, when you go from, a Battlefield 4, Battlefield 5 type graphics to cell shading, it's a little different in how it's rendered, but I don't know. It could be just fine, or it could be just as bad as a lot of people think it will be.
Yep.
So yeah, DBZ Cacta Karma and Electra coming out.
Caramel edition. Caramel Dancing edition.
I should be clear. The name of if you're unfamiliar with Dragon Ball Z, the name of the game's actually Kakarot. I'm just making dumb jokes over here. WarioWare, get it together. September 10th has local co-op. WarioWare get it together. Hey, a new WarioWare game.
Yeah.
With local co-op. I know that the WarioWare that came out for the original Wii had local co-op, but it also had some very awkward mini games, like you and somebody else piloting a nose through deep space and trying not to crash.
Yeah, literally the only WarioWare that I've played is that one on Wii that I played at your house a couple of times.
Yeah.
It's not a bad, game, but it's just I don't know, I didn't really get the appeal of it. I'm like, it's neat, but, I'm like, I'm not going to rush out for it.
I like the mini games.
Yeah. I mean, they're cool mini games, but I don't want to pay, $50 for a collection of mini games specifically.
Fair enough.
I mean, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Go ahead. I'm not judging, but I'm like, I don't know. If I want to pay $50, I want a full game experience, so to speak.
Flirt with the sea vagina. Do it.
Do it.
You wiggle your hips, Mold Small wiggles back. What a meaningful conversation.
Scorch.
Scorch.
Oh man, things were easier way back when. I feel like every enemy in the end of the game is like bullet hell. And now coming back to the start, it's just like, do I even have to move?
It's much easier to avoid the attacks of the enemies at the beginning of the game. SMT 5, November 5th. What the hell is this?
Shin
What is
Megami
SMT 5?
Tensei. Number 5. So this is actually... Damn it, I keep falling in this
first
fucking hole.
Shin Megami Tensei game released in quite some time, if I remember.
Yeah,
correctly.
they released the Shin Megami Tensei 3 remaster vaguely recently, but yeah, this is the first. Shin Megami Tensei 4 was quite a while ago, and this game was revealed quite a while ago, because they said that Shin Megami Tensei 5 was in development at the original Nintendo Switch reveal event back in 2017.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. I really enjoy the Shin Megami Tensei series. I think it's very quirky and very charming in a lot of different ways. And it's got a lot of RPG, classic RPG elements that I like to it, while also being kind of akin to the Persona series in its flair for the dramatic. And
all of them.
It's really cool. So I'm looking forward to it. I hope it's as good as how many 8 years or 10 years of development. When was Tensei 4 released?
I'm not sure. I've only played one Tensei game. I
think it
played
was released for
Strange
PS2.
Journey on the
2013,
original DS.
so 8 years ago.
Yeah, that should be a hefty dev cycle. But yeah, I don't know a whole ton about the series. I only played Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey on DS, and that was interesting. But I read an article last year sometime saying what the best Shin Megami Tensei series to join the series would be, and that was the worst one.
The bottom tier?
Yeah, and I'm like, okay, that's interesting. So this one, it looks reminiscent of what I played, but everything looks like it works way better. That was a weird experience on original DS. It was a decent game, but it was super weird, and the presentation was just kind of awkward. Fuck you, Rock. Go where I want you to. Stupid. Forgot about this entirely. Fuck you! Stupid bastard, Rock. Now I have to fucking mercy another Mold Small.
Yeah.
Stay there. Give me a real workout. Stupid ass Rock.
Danganronpa collection coming to Switch, which, as I understand it, is a visual novel about some very unique things.
It's about a murder Care Bear.
It's about a
And high school
murder.
students.
Very weird high school students.
It's very Japanese.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. I've never played a Danganronpa, but it
I
it
do
looks
remember one of the
interesting, but also like a specific kind of wackadoo.
I do remember seeing the execution videos on YouTube, and one of them was just a dude being sent around a motorcycle. You'll have to move him, of course. He was just going around a little wire sphere on a motorcycle until it went fast enough that he got reduced into butter. Which I don't understand how that works, but that's that's how he died.
Don't worry about it. You're not supposed to ask how he died. You're supposed to ask why he.
I mean,
Get philosophical.
one of the first deaths apparently in the game is just a guy getting tied up and being launched into space.
That sounds like a kink more so than a murder.
And then when he lands, he's just bones.
Boned or bone?
He's bones, as in like he's just like a skeleton, but he's not really attached.
So, a little Mortal Kombat with your horror hentai.
Yeah. Also, Sean, this is the one enemy in the game that you can fight and kill, and it doesn't do anything.
Oh, okay.
Because he's a ghost, he's already dead, and you lose experience for defeating him.
And he's crying at you.
And I suck at dodging the crying, apparently. I was just talking about how it's easy to dodge all the shit, and now I'm fucking sucking it up.
He's the first enemy in the game that has actually difficult attacks to dodge. Fatal Frame, Maiden of Blackwater, coming to Switch, also PS4, 5, Xbox Bone, XX, and PC. Xbone
So
XX.
this was announced in the Nintendo Switch presentation, or the Nintendo Direct presentation, but it is coming to basically fucking everything.
I am so into the Fatal Frame series. It is one of my favorite horror genre series just because it does things very differently than a lot of horror games do. You know, you got your typical Silent Hill and Resident Evil games. Silent Hill being more of a psychological kind of horror game, whereas Resident Evil is a more in-your-face zombie game with science thrown in to explain everything that's happening. Fatal Frame is very J horror. It's very Japanese. So like if you're into things like The Ring or The Eye, The Grudge, that kind of stuff.
Junji Ito stuff. Or
Yeah,
is Junji Ito very unique.
No, Junji Ito he's definitely unique in his approach to things, but a lot of his works are very representative genre. So yeah, Fatal Frame is basically the video game equivalent to J-horror's genre within the genre, and I think it does very well at what it is. Like the first two Fatal Frame games were incredibly scary in very different aspects. You've obviously got the visual horror element that's pretty scary, but it also throws in the Silent Hill-esque psychological horror that a lot of J-horror is very famous for.
Mm-hmm. I've always kind of eyed the series from the side and been like, I should get into that. That just looks neat. But it's a series I've never tried, so...
It's hard. Fatal Frame is not a game for the faint-hearted, not because of its horror elements, more so because of its controls. It is a hard game to play, but it is well worth playing. Cool. And hopefully this new one kind of fixes the control issue a bit.
Bless you.
Yeah, bless you.
Thank you.
That sneeze caused you some damage.
Apparently. It did. I was just like, I can't dodge him. I gotta sneeze. What do we do?
Are they tears or they... Never mind, I'm not gonna...
Sorry.
I don't know.
Just made this more awkward. Pretend you beat me.
Ooh. Okay.
You won, you lost 1 experience point.
I was just lowering my HP because I felt bad.
They're execution points, Chris. We just discovered that. Spider
No,
bits.
you lost an experience point. That's
You
the
lost.
only reference to experience point in the entire game.
Oh,
You
did
should
it
buy
say
at least one of
experience?
Yeah, it did say experience. Normally it says you gain XP if you kill someone.
Yeah,
but it said
EXP.
you lost an experience point.
Mm-hmm.
And it gained execution points. You didn't lose execution points, but you did lose experience.
Mm-hmm. Weird how that works.
That is weird how that works. Pro Skater 1 and 2 Remaster coming to Switch on June 25th.
Yeah, nobody saw this coming, right? The same thing that Activision has done with every game that they've done, where they release it, and then a year later
You
they're like, "Hey
Activision.
guys, it's on Switch now." Yeah, nobody saw that shit coming.
Milk it, man. If you got it, milk it.
Yeah, we've talked about this on the podcast before. I'm not that like, they're good games. I'm probably not going to revisit them, even on Switch.
Yeah, I'm not me. Not me.
You can just spare him again.
Neat.
Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp coming for Switch. I never played the original Advance Wars. Does anybody have any opinions about this?
They are fun games. Get it. Get it when it comes out. It's
I'm
gonna
not
be good.
huge
Advance
into
Wars is
tactics
friggin'
games
awesome.
except for Fire Emblem, and this is one of the other series that Intelligent Systems has developed. So I'm very curious. I think I might pick these up because I'm like, I tried one very briefly on an emulator, and then I found out that our version was totally in Japanese, so I didn't go very far. And I was like,
Advance Wars 2 is definitely better than 1, but they're both worth playing, and I think you'll have a lot of fun with them.
yeah.
Advance
And
Wars.
I don't
No,
know
it-
how far the remaster is going, if it's just a graphic overhaul or what, so maybe it'll like smooth out some of whatever the problems were too. I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember it played roughly like Fire Emblem anyway, so I'm like, I like Fire Emblem gameplay
More or
well
less.
enough, so I'm like,
Oh,
yeah,
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Age of Calamity DLC playable Guardian and new weapons for Link and Zelda. Cool.
Yeah, this is interesting. I think it actually just released today also, so they finally revealed exactly what the DLC Pack 1 is for this game, which is kind of neat. The playable Guardian actually looks kind of neat. I haven't got the DLC yet. I'll probably get to it eventually, because it's Zelda. And then the new weapons, I think, are hilarious because one of them is the Master Cycle Zero, which inexplicably they gave to Zelda instead of Link, which is kind of like when they revealed it, you're like, oh yeah, they'll give it to Link. He'll get the Master Cycle. That'll be cool. But no, Zelda rides the Master Cycle. So I'm like, that could be kind of cool. It's kind of neat that they gave it to Zelda instead of Link. And Link's new weapon is a pair of nunchucks made out of fucking guardian legs held together by a laser. I'm like, I am so fucking here for this.
Link
This
is
insane.
Link is just one step better, one step closer to becoming Fighter from 8-Bit Theater.
Right?
Go sword chuck.
Sword chucks. Yeah. I don't have a lot to say about this. I like Age of Calamity, so I'll probably get the DLC eventually, but it's not on my like must-buy list.
Okay.
Much the same for me. I am enjoying Age of Calamity, but there are other Zelda things I would rather focus on than Hyrule Warriors right now. So the DLC, it's good. I think it's great for the people who are really hyped and really enjoying the series, and obviously the content it's bringing is quite funny and quite nice. So I'm all for that, and once I get around to it, I'm sure I'll enjoy it. But
There. I'm gonna duck out for the night. I will see Sean tomorrow fishing. Good luck
Alright.
in
So
sparing
long,
all
Daniel.
of these floaty ball or whatever the name of this monster is.
That's how it works. Looks.
You
See,
don't
it's-
want to pick on Luke's.
Don't pick on Luke's. Finally, someone gets it. All right. Yeah, I didn't remember. I'm like,
But then you died.
that fucking killed me? Was I at
You
low
were at
HP?
2 HP. You were at
Was
2
I?
HP.
I thought I just like healed or something. I wasn't paying attention.
Game & Watch Zelda coming includes Zelda 1, 2, and Link's Awakening, plus Vermin Game & Watch November 12th.
So I think this is kind of neat. The Vermin Game & Watch is a classic Game & Watch game, but they're reskinning it to have the Link's head on top of the Vermin guy. I gotta beat this dick again? Fuck.
You probably should have saved after you...
That's what I should have did, and then I wouldn't have been so fucking beat up for that last fight.
Yeah. So... I'm interested in the Zelda ones, but I have no familiarity with the Game & Watch Vermin guide.
Yeah, I've never really played that. It looks like kind of every other Game & Watch where it's just like one of those simple little games that you'll be like, oh yeah, this is cool for 10 seconds and then get bored. But I think it's kind of cool that it comes with actually the original version of Link's Awakening, not DX or anything. So I'm actually kind of excited about that, because that's the one version of the game that I've never played. I've played DX a shitload, and I've played the remake now a pretty good amount. I've done 2 playthroughs of that, a No Death run and a 3 Heart run, and I've had tons of fun with that game. It's one of my favorite games of all time, and to see the actual original version is cool. I pre-ordered mine at GameStop the other day, so I am so on board with this.
I guess I'll have to see how it plays. I guess I'll have to see what they're like to see if I have any interest in it. I do have Game & Watch similar games. That I remember playing the hell out of when I was a very young kid that I enjoyed.
Right.
We'll have to see what it's like.
Yeah.
The big news, the big news, the news that where I hedged my bets and I thought if this news comes out, I'll be happy. And if this news doesn't come out, then I'll at least have scored a point. But I didn't score a point, and instead I'm actually happy. Breath of the Wild 2022. Includes big-ass areas floating in the skies, so you look like, what, Skyloft kind of shit?
Yeah, it looks very similar to Skyloft. One of the first bits of the trailer actually includes Link, skydive falling like he does in Skyward Sword.
Very intentional.
Yeah, it's an obvious throwback. It's like, okay, cool, that's kind of neat. And, it's like, I was pretty hyped for this trailer. I'm always hyped for any kind of Zelda news at all. So some people are kind of giving this a lukewarm reception, but for me it was a super hype trailer to see all of the crazy ass shit that we're going to be able to explore in the sky, and a bunch of different things. I'm just like, every day I'm going back and watching this trailer and analyzing it and watching another analysis video on whatever other channel is doing analysis videos. I've watched a bunch of them so far, and just like everybody is noticing different little details. It's super cool. So obviously I am hyped for this. I'm sure you guys are hyped for the game at least. What do you guys think about the trailer? Have you watched it, Chris? Because sometimes you don't get to shit.
I am terrible about watching trailers. This is one where I saw Twitter, and it was just enough for me to know that the game was going to be out. I don't need a trailer to feel hyped for this game.
Right. That's fair.
So this hit me both ways. I was simultaneously... I'm very excited for Breath of the Wild, and I'm glad that we have a little bit more information on it. And then I'm also simultaneously disappointed by some of the things I saw in the trailer, as well as the fact that they apparently are going to keep the same marketing route that they went with the original Breath of the Wild. So... we're not going to get a whole lot of information on the game until probably about 3 to 6 months before its release. From here until then, we'll probably get little tidbits. They also it seemed like they were kind of panicking to get information out there, because they very specifically said, we're hoping for 2022 release. So what this tells me is that I think if we're lucky, we'll get this game November, December next year. If we're really, really lucky, we'll get it August, September. But I don't think it's coming any sooner than that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell with what what they're doing, and you know Zelda is one game that they just won't rush no matter what, which is a great thing, but it means that we always have to wait a little extra. So
Yeah, I'm really liking what I'm seeing the gameplay aspects of the trailer, because I mean Breath of the Wild unquestionably is one of the best from a gameplay perspective, is one of the best Zeldas ever. You
gotta actually eat the green to spare it.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. Sorry.
No problem.
Yeah, go ahead.
The mechanics of the game look solid. It looks like they've taken everything that Breath of the Wild
There you go.
1 did really well, especially with like the Sheikah Slate powers, and basically amped it up to 11. Also, flamethrower. Hello.
Yeah,
Sign
that's
me up,
kind of
Daddy?
cool. One of the things that's interesting about that flamethrower too is that if you stop the trailer and zoom in kind of close and look at it, it's like literally a shield with the fucking dragon head coming out of it, and it's just like
Pouring fire out.
yeah, I'm just like, this is so cool. Is this just a shield you can get? It's kind of like, it's weird though, because it's like, is this a one-off item in the game, or can you regularly get stuff like this, that the shield actually has attack powers and stuff? Because so there's a lot of mystery behind what's going on in the...
When I was initially watching the trailer, I assumed, because obviously we're seeing this trailer for the first time, so our eyes are all bug-eyed and we're like trying to catch everything we can at once. I thought it was going to be a Sheikah Slate power, kind of like stasis and warp and all that.
Yeah.
But based off of further examination, it looks like it could just be an item, which is cool in its own right. If they're coming out with items that serve more than just its appearance purposes, so shields do more than just block nowadays, or parry, or different. It's kind of like the wands from Breath of the Wild 1, where if you got rods. When you got the thunder rod or the ice rod, you had different magical effects you could do. So maybe this is kind of like the same thing except for shields. It's like maybe you'll get like an ice wall shield, or maybe that's the only type of different shield you get, and we'll like it anyway. But I thought it was cool. I think a lot of the improved Sheikah Slate powers and things like that, so like him phasing through the rock mountain to get to the top of that, which looked to be in the Skyloft area of the game, that looked really cool.
You're gonna want to eat your candy.
I'm really curious to see how that will affect the game. I'm very curious to see how a lot of the Skyloft-ish portions will work, how they're going to tie that into the game, and what relevance they'll have, because this game, this and Breath of the Wild 1 are supposed to take place, I guess, towards the end of the Zelda timelines, whereas Skyward Sword takes place at the beginning of the timeline, and we're getting both games within a relative short amount of time period. And like I said, the marketing is very, very specific to, hey, Skyward Sword HD remake is coming out, next couple of months, and here's Breath of the Wild 2, where we're bringing some Skyward Sword elements back. I'm very curious to see how that plays out, but it also looks like they're retaining the same storytelling of Breath of the Wild 1, which was my biggest detractor for the game, so I hope I am really wrong about that.
You were the one who didn't like the storytelling from Breath of the Wild 1?
I did not like it at all, no. And which is really weird, because I'm a very big fan of Dark Souls and Bloodborne, and that is basically the inspiration for the way that they told the story of Breath of the Wild.
I think I remember us having a bit of a something about this.
We had one episode where you, me, and Dave argued the crap out of this.
So not to rehash the.
It was last year, I think.
But I would be happy to see more of the Breath of the Wild style storytelling. So
to each their own. If that's what you like, that's what you like. But if they do that again for Breath of the Wild 2, I'm probably just not going to be there for it. Like, I'll play the game, I'll beat the game, I'll 100% it. is what I commit to with every main series Zelda game.
Right.
But then when they announce Breath of the Wild 3, it'll probably be like a meh for me, as opposed to, oh my god, it's Ocarina of Time, or oh my god, it's the newest Zelda game that looks wildly different. That's cool. It'd just be like, this is old hat for me. And I was actually having this conversation with Kevin the other day, is where we were noticing trends in the different eras of Zelda, and it seems like Breath of the Wild is kind of the start of a new era. So we've got the OG to A Link to the Past, which was kind of like the 2D era, or the OG era of Legend of Zelda. You've got Ocarina of Time, which starts the 3D era of Zelda, which goes all the way up until Breath of the Wild. And Breath of the Wild, it seems like it's starting a new era for much more open world focused Zelda, and it's trying to introduce a lot of mechanics from open world games that Zelda just hasn't had before, and there's a lot of experimentation in it, which I'm all for. It's just, I think they need to go balls deep instead of just teasing the shaft. They need to commit, and I don't think they're doing that.
Yeah. Well, either way, I'm sure we're all hyped for this game, and I think that's the end of the news and booze, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, one more quote from Bill Trinan. I don't know who that is. Bill Trinan.
Bill Trinan is one of the
Shigeru
guys.
Miyamoto's translator.
Yeah.
Is that Shigeru? Okay. Yeah. As for why we're holding back on the name, you'll just have to stay tuned, because obviously Zelda names are kind of important, Trinan says during our interview. Those subtitles, they start to give little bits of hints about maybe what's going to happen.
Yeah, so this is kind of interesting because I did wonder because we didn't get a title reveal at all. So I was like, it's still officially called the sequel to The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. So it's like, it's hard to really know what to do with that. It's like, but I wonder what kind of spoiler territory the title could go into, potentially, because it's like, I feel like they all kind of give you a gist of something, Zelda titles, but they very rarely give you any significant lead on what exactly is going to happen, right?
No, Ocarina of Time.
Yeah, there's a magic ocarina, and it does time-related stuff.
Could be
that doesn't really tell you
Breath
what the
of the
game's
Wild
about.
2, Electric
Twilight
Boogaloo.
Princess.
But who is
Skyward Sword, Princess? Electric Boogaloo,
right?
Unexpected crossover with Rob Schneider movies. God, that would be terrible. I would be sure that we were living in a nightmare reality if
it would be terrible, but I would pay.
You'd pay the full price for. I mean, that's almost worth the price of admission.
Yeah.
Just to experience.
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with Bill. That unless they named it something super direct to the point, spoilery,
right?
But his whole comment
Return of Ganon, where he gets the Triforce and kills Link twice,
or Zelda,
the end. Link is actually a Terminator, because
right.
I'd pay to see that too.
That one
just nodding in the corner.
Okay, that one might be that might be closer to my my pet theory about what's going on. But
Link gets his first ever fully spoken line with voice acting, and the voice actor is fucking Schwarzenegger.
Zelda, get to the chopper and get to the master cycle.
Are we officially in the fucking around part of the podcast now?
Yeah, that was all of our video game topics, so thank you for joining us, as always. This has been a ton of fun. So now we get to the part where we shamelessly plug ourselves, and then talk about inane bullshit until we say something ridiculously awkward, and then I cut off the podcast. So, of course, we had our special guest earlier, Mr. David Wayne Nystrom. You can check out his content written on Zelda Dungeon. He's a fantastic fanfic guy. He's also at DaveWayne09 on Twitter if you want to check him out. And my brother Dan joined us for no reason except to just shoot the shit with us, so that was kind of neat. And we've got our actual third special guest was here for the whole episode because, you know, he didn't have to go to bed to go fishing, or which technically I should do too because I'm going fishing with my brother tomorrow. But, you know, it's like I can't just not have a podcast about E3 reactions, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, and there's no storms in your area, so you're not, you know, fucked on your internet. So that's
No.
great. So
Well,
this is
we're
our
fucked-
good buddy
we're fucked
Taylor
on our
Wells.
internet,
We're glad to
brother.
have you back.
Thank you. Good to
Yeah.
be.
So
Yeah, is there
I
any
got-
specific plug you want to do? You doing anything you want to plug lately?
Unfortunately, nothing that I can talk about. But
Okay.
I got my Twitter. I sometimes post there, so you can follow me on there. It's at GIF_Bluehawk. I do a lot of writing and now voice acting in the video game industry. So hopefully, I'll be able to talk about a lot of those projects later on, and
Sweet.
maybe you've heard or seen something I've done in the past.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Chris. Probably should change my Twitter handle, Laudette. You can find my stuff on, places. Fucking watch another one of the podcasts.
We don't have time to plug our own shit every fucking day. I don't think I've plugged my shit in like a long time.
Yeah.
Because I'm usually just like, oh yeah, I write articles sometimes for tgpzgaming.com, except I haven't written anything like in a while because I started a few articles and then haven't got around to them because just life and camping and doing the podcast and all sorts of different other stuff. I rebuilt my fucking bathroom.
There you
It's
go.
like,
Wow.
Plug the bathroom. Wait, no, don't do that. Don't do.
So if you'd like to check out my bathroom, you can totally take a shit in peace.
Nice. But
Cover
can
the walls.
Can I shit